Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
But here we go on a Tuesday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course our fearless leader and producer, Mark the Shark. Bob, we made our way here to a Tuesday, buddy. What's happening? Good to talk to you.
Just excited to be on here with you, Beam. Tuesdays are my favorite days of the week.
It's a pretty good day. Schleg's coming up here at 6:30. Get to talk with Beau coming up at 8:30. Always have our guy, the hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, on in the 7 o'clock hour.
See if he's ever been hit in the face by a puck sitting on the bench.
He's ever had his jaw broken or 4 teeth taken out during a game.
I don't know. He's got a rather pretty mouth, Beam. I don't know if that ever happened to him.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll ask Jean-Luc, though, coming up. But, yeah, Tuesdays are great, other than the fact that Cucho is no longer a Crew player.
Yeah, that was a bummer, Beam, when I heard that this morning.
Sure was a big bummer yesterday. Not going to lie. I was sad dogging around the house yesterday a little bit.
I mean, was that an inevitability?
I thought more it was going to if it was going to happen, I thought it was going to happen in the summertime. But I always knew that his run was not going to be like a 10-year run here in Columbus, even though everything that I've heard is that he wanted to stay in Columbus. He wanted to get a contract done. I don't know what happened, front office, if there was directives that they need to sell him, they need to make some money. I don't know, but I was pretty disappointed in that yesterday.
I mean, so that's
especially for the dollar amount. $16 million. This is a dude who had 84 goals and assists combined in like 92 games. Like,
so you're hoping they would be able to get more to spend? Like, yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna sell him
for a lot.
Sell him for a lot. I mean, you're about.
I think if they would have waited, they could have sold him for more.
I think depending on how the first half of their season went, I think so. But again, I don't know.
Would you have been more disappointed if they would have been like in the hunt, running, doing well, and then?
Well, they would have been. I mean, they would have been.
Yeah, that's my point. It's like, so would that have been worse to have that the rug ripped out from under you at that point?
Yeah, it's middle of the season. I mean, you still have the entire season to go. Like, their season gets underway here in 2.5 weeks. Like, their first game is the 22nd. So they're still in preseason. I thought once that he got to like training camp that you were going to be good. But that's not the way it works, because it was transfer window deadline day yesterday in Spain, and they got the deal across the line. So yeah, I was pretty bummed, man. Not gonna lie to you.
That's it's disheartening because this was a team, like you said, they were in the running for the Cup here the last couple years, and brought one home, but. You'd like to see him being able to continue that run.
Yeah,
and
for
if you're telling me, because you're a soccer expert, man, that they that they undersold him, then I'm very disappointed in that.
Yeah, you paid $10 million for him. You got $6 million plus back on the return on investment.
But he was great.
He was great.
And I mean, I'm not the biggest. I'm the most knowledgeable guy on European soccer affairs, but like you said, $16 million felt like a paltry sum for a guy of his ability.
Yeah, for sure. We'll break it down coming up a little bit in our next segment around 6:17 this morning. It was also a bad day for Shark yesterday, too, because had some news up in Cleveland. Schleg's, he's going to pop by, like I said, at 6:30 here this morning. The hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, at 7:17. The Murph Dog, Patrick Murphy, he's going to join the program. We'll talk some Buckeye coaching searches and how all this unfolded with Cucho with him a little bit later at 7:30. Schleg's will reappear at 8. And then Uncle Beau, busy day with the Browns yesterday. He joins us coming up here at 8:30. Before we hop into anything else today, it's Tuesday, the 4th day of February, 2025. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Bobo, what do you got lined up for us today, buddy?
Oh, it is Tuesday, February 4th, the 35th day of the year. 330 days remaining. Like I said, before too long. We'll be in the 200s. We'll be in the 2s a month from now. And then you'll be running, you're running downhill. Especially for Sharky, because this is his last February 4th.
He's already running downhill.
He's ever working. This date's 1789. George Washington is unanimously elected as by the first electoral college. I'm guessing, Shark, he was probably the only unanimous selection in the history of our country.
I'm going to say he was also unanimous 4 years later. I don't know that, but I'm guessing he was.
And I think he's probably the only one.
Yep. Why didn't you ask me?
Will he be the only one?
Why didn't I ask him?
Why didn't you ask me which president he was? What number president?
Because I'm not going to give you that satisfaction. I'm only going to ask you the hard ones, Shark.
All right.
Like Millard Fillmore.
Ooh. Do you know?
14?
He's got to be
He's in between
the early teens.
He's in. You always said
12 to 14.
The lost guys are between 10 and Lincoln.
Yeah.
Like that's where we had a lot of errant leadership that led us obviously to the Civil War.
Franklin Pierce, Millard Fillmore, those guys.
He was 13.
13.
That was one off.
Good job, Bob.
Well, not too bad. Listen, Shark, someone's got to take the mantle from you when you're here.
Not going to be me.
I mean, Beam didn't even know that FDR was a four-term president when we took over.
That's old news.
Well, I mean, it's pertinent.
Hey, Sharky. Sorry. I was looking at George Washington did go back-to-back, unanimous.
Yeah, the only guy.
Back-to-back champ.
But it wasn't an election of the populace.
It's the Electoral College, I said.
No, I know, but yeah, obviously.
Then we had a
They wanted
close
to
one.
anoint him king. Oh, dude, Jefferson, listen, that's how Jefferson got to be the VP.
Jefferson and Adams had a real tight race.
Yeah, because the second place, the runner-up used to be VP. The third election was a big deal.
71-68.
They had to send that to the House. Maybe it was the third one they sent to the House of Representatives. There was a lot of stuff going on after G-Dub. We'll get to that later, Beam. 1801, John Marshall was sworn in as the Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. From 1801 to 1835, the longest-serving Chief Justice in the history of the United States. This day, 1941, the USO is created. What a great organization. And in 1977, Fleetwood Mac's Rumors is released. Here's a little ditty for
today.
It's a good one, man.
Mm-hmm.
Same date, Wings releases Maybe I'm Amazed.
Yeah, I'm amazed.
I thought that was Baby for the longest time, too. When I looked at it, I was like,
Maybe I'm amazed.
What song is that?
Maybe I'm amazed. Like, I thought there were two different words in there.
Yeah, it's good for old Paul right there. Staying Alive by the Bee Gees hits number one in 1978.
First I was afraid. I was petrified.
That's how you give CPR, Beam. You pump to the beat of Staying Alive.
Shark's shaking his head over there. Yes, I know that's not the correct. It's from The Office, Shark.
It's pretty good.
Stay to the pump to the tune of Staying Alive. First I was afraid. I was petrified.
Good. This day, 1991, the Hall of Fame Board of Major League Baseball votes 12-0 to bar Pete Rose from the Hall of Fame.
I would love to be able to erase the whole past, but unfortunately I can't. I just can't do it. I wish I could. I wish I had never did it. You know, we all make mistakes, and I made a big mistake. I'm kind of surprised that you're worrying about things that happened in 1987. Get over it. It happened. Get over it.
And now he's dead. Mm-hmm. He's up there, and we're down there. We're right here, Shark, unfortunately. That's a bummer. I wish you could have got it when you... Do you think they're going to put him in the next class?
No. Mm-mm. But he will get in eventually.
Yeah.
Well, what are they waiting for now?
It's going to have to be a
decomposition?
A lot of current voters
for them to die,
and younger guys coming in and saying, wait a minute, look at those numbers. He probably should be in the Hall of Fame.
This guy was pretty good.
Yeah.
They're pretty good, meaning the hit king. Yeah. So it's pretty solid. No one will ever touch that, by the way. And then this date, 2004, Spacebook, as Bill Belichick liked to call it, or yearbook, is founded by Mark Zuckerberg. Do you know who his partner was in it, Shark?
I watched The Social Network, the movie, and weren't there like four guys?
I don't know.
There was the Winklevoss twins, who they alleged Zuckerberg stole it from them. Then there was another, Henry.
Yeah. No, not Henry.
I don't know.
This dude's is a Latino fella.
I don't know.
Eduardo Saviera.
That's right.
Not Henry.
This is Mark Zuckerberg.
When we first launched, we were hoping for, maybe 400, 500 people. Now we're at 100,000 people. So we're hoping to have many more universities by the fall, hopefully over 100 or 200.
What is the Facebook exactly?
It's an online directory that connects people through universities and colleges through their social networks there. You sign on, you make a profile about yourself by answering some questions, entering some information such as your concentration or major at school, anything you want to tell, interests, what books you like, movies, and most importantly, who your friends are.
Used to be able to poke people on their beam.
Yeah, sure did.
It was launched this day in 2004. Ohio State, one of the early schools, first 4 or 5 in there, because I remember I had it my junior year, which would have been in this right around this time.
Now over 3 billion users of Facebook.
Yeah.
Meta.
Right there.
Not even called
Some
Facebook.
birthdays. Charles Lindbergh, born on this date in 1902, the first man to fly nonstop from New York to Paris. Byron Nelson, 1912. Rosa Parks, 1913. Dan Quayle, the 44th VP in 1947. He's 78. And Alice Cooper turning 77 years young today.
Bob once had a dinner with him at Jeff Ruby's here in Columbus.
Yeah, he was there on my birthday, Beam. Popped on in for us. Celebrity guest. Bill Belichick refers them to the greatest defensive player he ever coached. 132 sacks, 8-time first-team All-Pro Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time second-team All-Pro. Lawrence Taylor turned 60.
There was only one Lawrence Taylor. His freakish athleticism and sheer relentlessness made him a new kind of linebacker, one the league had never seen and could rarely stop.
The traditional ways of pass protecting, assigning a back to the outside linebacker, proved to be not applicable when he got into football because he was a mismatch on most backs.
Taylor's instinctive approach to the game produced 132 and a half sacks, but it was his fiery will to compete that made him the only linebacker ever named NFL MVP.
He was a freak.
He was a monster, man. Unbelievably good. Game wrecker. Carly Patterson, the 2008 Olympic all-around, or 2004 Olympic all-around gold, turning 37 today. And on this date, 1983, losing my Aunt Karen, original Karen Shark. It is Sweater Day, USO Day, Willie Mays Day, World Cancer Day, I Heart Horror Day, Shark. That's with an H, by the way, just in case you were wondering as well. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, Tuesday, February 4th, the 35th day of the year, 330 days remaining in this 2025.
Good job on that, Bob. As always, an all-time greats walking out the door here in Columbus. And you know what? Probably in Cleveland, too. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, watching a crash on the southeast side at the intersection of Groveport Road and London Groveport Road. We've got crews on scene working to clear this up right now. Expect slowdowns in that area. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Home values in Columbus are sky high, and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's time. Except for 2 things. High interest rates will burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Smart, right? Truehold will make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others. It's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, or secure your retirement. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And everybody's had these pains, these little nicks, these things that you maybe had an injury when you were younger and you thought it went away. And then all of a sudden, as you get older, it starts to creep back. Doing everything, walking up the stairs, doing your favorite activities, golf, skiing, whatever it might be, the summer, the spring, the winter, it hurts. Hey, do not deal with it any longer. The hip, the knee, the shoulder, the back, whatever it is, there's good news. Go to QC Kinetics. They're groundbreaking treatments for that arthritis pain. They're going to make you feel better. The long-term relief, it's now possible. They're right here in Columbus under the leadership of Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grant Sport Medicine and a classically trained orthopedic surgeon. Don't wait. Make the call today. My dad and I did. His knee's starting to feel better. My knee feels better. They've got PRP treatments. They can change your life. I'm telling you right now. So go to QCkinetics.com/Columbus for your free consultation or give them a call at 380-208-4544. It's not going to go away on its own. They've got 2 offices in Dublin and Gahanna, so check them out.
Back in the studio with a return visit from
Todd Schmelt.
Todd, the last time you were with us, you claimed to be
the dumbest person in Columbus.
You're being really hard on yourself.
Not in the least. You know what I got?
I hate to ask.
One of them thermostats with the dial and the needle. Woo, woo, woo.
Maybe that's not modern, but not...
What am I? Eli Whitney, Elias Howe, Johann Gertis?
I don't know who those people are.
Those are old-timey people from the 19th century, and that's me. Outdated, like my silly old thermostat.
Okay, look, you're not the dumbest guy in Columbus. You just haven't called Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Those guys. Whether it's the latest technology, fixing your furnace, or a brand new system, they know all the stuff so you don't have to.
I don't have to know it all?
Nah, you just have to know the pros who knows.
Apex Pros. I'm not the dumbest guy in Columbus.
I didn't even know who Johann Gertis was.
Inventor of the gas-powered unicycle. Look it up, doy.
Okay, you don't have to be mean.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
The Fan app is about to become your new best friend. Your one-stop shop for all your favorite fan shows. ESPN Columbus and BetQL. Live or on demand. Listen on your schedule. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. It's free. Do it.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Ohio has over 920,000 diabetics. If you are a diabetic, take a step in the right direction by having your feet checked routinely by a podiatric physician, the most qualified doctors to care for your feet. Adding a podiatrist to your healthcare team can help you better manage the effects of diabetes on your feet. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, we will have sunshine this afternoon, highs around 40. Tonight, much colder, low of 27. Wednesday, cloudy, high 37. Wednesday night, we'll have some rain moving in. And then as we head into Thursday, some heavy downpours early in the day. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You're listening to Rob Manfred's least favorite radio show. This is Morning Juice.
Hey, coming up here 6:30 this morning, Schlegel, he's going to pop by. Had a chance to talk with him yesterday. He was all kinds of fired up. I'm still kind of depressed from yesterday, so I'll wear crew stuff around the house. I've got a crew hat, shirts, sweatshirts, all kinds of stuff. And when Willie sees it, sees the things that you wear, and what's that? What's that on your shirt?
What's that?
It'll
What's
always,
that?
go crew is the thing that he said. And immediately following, because he would watch some of the games, like when they would play before he went to bed. And the one thing that he learned immediately upon seeing the crew logo was Cucho. So he would say, go crew, Cucho. Now he can't say that. Now he's gone. So we didn't hear this from yesterday. Cucho Hernandez leaving the crew to go to La Liga, which is over in Spain. One of the top 4 best leagues in the world. Probably one of the top 2 best leagues in the world, if we're being honest. He's going to Real Betis, which is in Sevilla, Spain. And the price tag for Cucho reportedly $16 million. Now, you bought Cucho almost 3 years ago for $3 million from the Premier League, which is over in England. And he came over, and I believe he has 84 goals and assists combined through 92 games.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's pretty solid, man. That's one of the best ratios of all time in MLS. And just take the conversation out of Columbus here for a second, because we know that he's near and dear and obviously loved in this town. He was a league-wide superstar. I mean, finished second to Lionel Messi this year in the MVP voting. Was monumental.
He's got a cool name. He scores a lot of goals, B.
Got a cool name, scores a lot of goals, and he looked awesome in platinum blonde, like when he would fire that blonde hair up. Had a sweet neck tattoo. I'm just pretty disappointed in the Crew front office that they weren't able to get it done. I mean, the whole offseason, if you listen to our podcast, Bone and Beam United, it's like, all right, just sign Cucho, get that deal done, and then see what happens. Even if you get a contract extension out of him and you want to sell him off in the summertime, it's a little bit different because you're likely getting more money back. But the $16 million price tag, I can't believe it. I mean, he's one of the best players in your league, and he spent 2.5 years here again. Unbelievable amount of goals. What he did for this club and the hardware that he brought home is pretty remarkable. And now you're selling him for $16 million. I just don't get it. I don't understand the business of that. Reportedly, back in December, there was an offer from a Mexican team for around $20 million. So I don't know. I mean, unless he came to a contract impasse and said, I'm not going to play here anymore, which I highly doubt, because everything that I've heard is that he loved it here in Columbus and he wanted to play. Maybe he wanted to get back to La Liga. Maybe he wanted to get back there to Europe somewhere. Like, I'm never going to fault a player for that. But to take a $16 million deal for him, I don't understand it. It's a bad bit of business by the Crew. Sure, it's a record fee for your club, but he's worth way more than that.
If you could get more, because the thing is, hopefully, Beam, the plan, would be to turn around and spend that to talent acquisition. Now you're probably not getting someone of his caliber, but you got to find the next diamond in the rough, if you will.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the one thing that stinks about soccer is, like, in America is, this is a stopover, and so guys are going somewhere else. If they're so good, then they're going to want to go play in Europe.
Yeah.
Where they can make more money.
And that happens. Like Aiden Morris is a homegrown kid, right? Went to Indiana, played for the Crews Academy, came up, made that starting debut back in 2020 MLS Cup final. He goes off, and now he's over in Middlesbrough in England. Like, you sold him for $3.5 million. That's something that he's always wanted to do. Go prove yourself. Cucho had already proved himself. He'd already played in La Liga. He'd already played in the Premier League. He came over here. He's 25 years old. He's just starting to get into the prime of his career. So best of luck to him. It could be a Colombia situation, too, where they wanted him to be in the national team selection, so they wanted him playing better competition. I don't know the full story, but whatever it is, the price tag wasn't correct. Yeah. It's not correct for that. So we'll do some digging today and see what we can find out and ultimately the reason why he leaves. But, yeah, you have 2.5 weeks to go before the regular season starts, and he's not going to be on your team.
How does that impact your expectations of what should happen?
Greatly impacts my expectations.
So where are your expectations now?
4 attackers on the roster.
Probably need some more.
Probably going to need some more. So I don't know if you're going to use the $16 million like now. I don't know if you're going to wait till the summer. I have no idea what their plan is, but it was not great timing. 2.5 weeks left to go. Like, they're in preseason training right now. They have a friendly match coming up against Nashville this weekend. So yeah, tough one to replace for sure. So we'll see what happens on that front. But Cucho leaving Columbus for $16 million, $6 million net profit for him. I'm pretty sure you could have got that maybe out of jersey sales if you were to re-sign him, because I was right on the brink of buying a Cucho jersey, didn't get it done. Now he's going over to Spain and Real Betis.
You'll probably get one for a discount now, Beam.
Probably, actually. That's not a bad idea, Bob. Maybe I'll get you a Real Betis Cucho jersey. How's that sound for you?
I don't know who that is.
They're a team. They're a green and white team over in Spain.
What does Betis mean?
Betis with a B.
Betis?
Real Betis. Yeah.
Real Betis.
Real Betis. Real Jerome Betis.
Okay. That sounds good to me.
Also sad news yesterday, Shark. If you want to throw your headset on, how did you feel about the Myles Garrett shot back across the bow to the Browns organization?
By the way, his wording in that.
Of course, his wording in it.
It makes Andrew Berry look like a complete clown.
Absolutely, it does.
Andrew Berry is a complete clown. The problem Myles has, he doesn't have any leverage. His leverage is
with service withhold it.
I can sit and not collect a paycheck. The Browns.
He's made enough money that he can do that.
He can do that, and that, like I said, that's his only leverage. He's requesting a trade. Still has 2 years left in his contract. 2 years and $45 million.
The thing is, Cleveland can't win this. Because the war of public opinion against them, everybody already dislikes them and thinks they're incompetent. Mm-hmm. And now their best player, who Myles has played through injury, he has played every game. He has been incredibly productive. He has never complained once. And he finally says, listen, I'm sick of you morons up there running this place. I'm not going to wait another 2 or 3 years and be in my 10th and 11th season as we're trying to figure this thing out at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
Because you guys are clowns.
I don't blame him.
I don't blame him at all. The problem is, gosh, I'm trying to think what the numbers were. I read it this morning about what the cap hit is if they trade him is like $31 million, and if they keep him, it's only like $19 million.
Yeah, because it accelerates all the bonus money.
So, I mean, business-wise, the Browns are already way over the salary cap.
They're
as
34
it stands.
mil over the salary cap.
So
It's not my problem. You guys signed Deshaun Watson.
Exactly.
I get that, Bob. I'm just saying I don't know how they're going to make this happen. And
call the Cavs.
You know,
come on, Cavs.
As recently as last week at the Senior Bowl, Andrew Berry said he wasn't going to trade him.
Well,
So,
he also dropped the line to him and said, we want Myles to go from Cleveland to Canton. And then Myles' statement yesterday, I'll read you the statement. As a kid dreaming of the NFL, all I focused on was the ultimate goal of winning the Super Bowl. And the goal fuels me today more than ever. My love for the community of Northeast Ohio and incredible fan base of the Browns has made me one of the toughest decisions in my life. These past 8 years, I've shaped me into the man that I am today. While I've loved calling this city my home, my desire to win, compete on the biggest stages won't allow me to be complacent. The goal was never to go from Cleveland to Canton. It has always been to compete and win a Super Bowl. With that in mind, I have requested a trade from the Cleveland Browns, Myles Garrett. Yeah, if you think the wording is an accident on that,
No.
No
that
way.
was intentional.
No way.
And he probably looked at Joe Thomas. I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Thomas told him, dude, like, now's your time. Go get out of here. Go win something of significance. Go play in an organization that's competent. You don't need to do what I did and just labor here in obscurity and then be a Hall of Famer.
They've wasted so many primes of careers.
They wasted the prime of a great nucleus of a team with the Watson mishandling. And honestly, I can understand why they did it. I understand why they signed him. I get all of those things. My biggest problem is that they chose Watson this year instead of re-signing Joe Flacco. When Watson had shown you nothing that would lead you to believe that he was competent and capable. That's my issue, Shark, is instead of saying, hey, let's see what we can do with Flacco this year, well, Deshaun doesn't want him on the roster, so we're going to get rid of him because he doesn't want any competition.
It's crazy.
I ain't doing that. You stink. You're garbage. You haven't shown me anything. So why am I going to give this great deference to you? You're not some great leader. You're not somebody who's played a lot and played well for us. I'm going to give the guys out here in our roster a chance to go have success and not go 4 and 15.
3 and
14. 3 and 14, whatever the heck they went.
You can't fool a locker room, can you?
No, you can never fool the room. That's the old adage in the NFL.
Cap charge for a trade before the 5th day of the league year for March 16th would give the Browns almost a $33 million dead money charge.
So how about after?
His
Then
existing cap number will be 19.7. Browns are over the cap. Dead money of $39 million.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So I don't know what you're going to do, but it seems to be we're going to be at a great impasse between Myles Garrett and the Browns. Schlegs, he's going to join us. He's all fired up. He joins us coming up in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Still watching crews clear out a crash at the intersection of London Groveport Road and Groveport Road. We've got crews on scene clearing this out right now. Expect slowdowns in that area. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams: Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter for Affinity Whole Health. I've trusted Affinity for 7 years for their testosterone replacement therapy. Why? Because it's natural for our bodies to gradually lose testosterone over time. This leads to brain fog, fatigue, muscle loss, low sex drive, none of the things you want. If you want to feel like you did in your prime and get your energy back, better mood, higher sex drive, increase muscle mass, then get started for free at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Affinity is local. They're accessible. They ship the treatments right to your door. feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
If this show made a scented candle, it would smell like bad coffee, unwashed jockstrap, and grass clippings.
I wasn't sure how you take your coffee.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
So, mouth or enema?
All right, you know what time it is. This time every single Tuesday we get to check in with our guy.
The best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
Every single Tuesday at this time, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline, check with our guy. He is Anthony Schlegel. Schlegs, happy Tuesday, buddy. You getting crews ready? You getting in shape for that?
What's cracking in Columbus? Hey, it's a Schleg Day. Everybody, listen, don't skip leg day. I'm just letting you guys know that. Because your feet, your legs, it's the foundation of your entire body. Without them, you're just arms and a trunk, right? Terrible. So, anyways, don't skip those because nobody wants them. And especially if you have smaller calf diameter like I do, you got to really make up for a really good posterior chain and some quads, right? Just be like, listen, that guy trains, his just calves are genetically unproportional to the rest of his body. That's not on him. That's on God. So, that's how we're rolling today. I have, I've been taking I'm almost 44, guys. So, been taking some collagen, been getting back on my glucosamine Jordan, just some joint health stuff, starting to feel a little better. Been taking some creatine, just to feel a little frothy. And, that's what we're doing. But I tell you what, I've been lifting big, so then my body wants to eat big. And when that occurs, weight goes on. But I'll also say this, thick necks are in. Make sure you're training your neck. Nobody likes a skinny neck. Big backs, thick necks. Ask all the ladies out there. It's real. It's real talk.
My daughter calls me a big back, but I don't think that's a compliment anymore, Schlegs. That's what they say when you need to drop a couple LBs. Are you in
big back?
Are you and Faith counting your macros together?
I don't count nothing. She's just way more disciplined than I am. I'm probably right on the verge of like pre-diabetic with as much sugar as I like.
Your A1Cs, counting those.
I gotta go take a gander after I go to the armory and get my labs checked. It's like, hey, where am I really on this? How far can I like walk that line? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I really don't need them anyways. Yeah,
get your ALT levels, your AST levels. Make sure your kidneys aren't dying from all the creatine you're ingesting. But here's the real question. Schlegs, if you're that worried about all this sugar, Caleb asked me this on Sunday. He goes, Dad, he's a big would you rather guy. He said, would you rather eat poop flavored ice cream or ice cream flavored poop? And so I posed that same question to you, sir.
Well, that's very simple. I'd rather go with the poop flavored ice cream because then in fact it's actually not really poop.
Yes.
I mean, that's an easy one, Bob. That's an easy one.
Well, Beam is on the other side of that.
Well, I can't eat ice cream right now, so anything to get the ice cream flavor while subskirting the rules of this weight loss plan, I think I would sign up for it.
That sounds so terrible because at the end of the day, you literally just ate poo. As I told Shark that I would not have him use the dump button on this segment. So, that being said, what's going on in Columbus, Ohio? I want to talk some stuff. Are people still firing the cannon? Are there Buckeyes leaving?
Hey, did you hear about your guy James Van Riemsdyk over the weekend?
So
what do you do?
Okay, so saw this. This was
I need to go. I need to go look at. I was telling him I need to get to a game.
So this was from over the weekend. This was in Utah where this happened. He lost 4 teeth. Needed 30 stitches on a high stick, had his teeth removed, stitches, came back to action, assisted on a comeback goal in which they won in overtime, and then post-game an x-ray revealed a tooth was still lodged in his bottom lip after it was stitched. The stitch was then removed, the tooth dislodged, stitched again, then a bone graft and root canal. So your guy's drinking through a straw right now.
Literally. Yeah, you know what? Listen, that took gas station ready, Waffle House ready. It's just we want hockey ready because that's like another level. And James, listen, all the arc beds are on me, bro. Whatever you want, man, because that's a dude right there. To be able to go do that and then come back in.
He's not missing time.
No, man. Like, that's a freaking dude. James, I didn't know you like that, man. That's That's what I'm talking about.
About that life, Schlegel. So the arc bed.
He is about that life, bro.
Would it help you regrow your teeth?
No, I'm gonna look up some stuff that it could help with. I mean, the only good thing about what just transpired for him is he's gonna have teeth like AJ. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like none of us can it's something that you choose to do or it's chosen for you. And in this one, it was chosen for him. That's the road that we got to go down. So now he will always have the ones. He doesn't even have to worry about crest with whitening anymore. You know what I mean? Like they're just always there. He's not going to have to wear a retainer or get the braces in his mid-30s like I had to. No, why? Because they're already perfect. You remember that, Bob?
You do.
Remember that? Trying to straighten those bad boys out? Yeah. Did it work? Yeah, maybe. But that's okay. Whatever. Charges to winning.
I forgot that you got the braces in your mid-30s. That was remarkable. I mean, Schlegel, that was almost 10 years, a decade ago for you now. I mean,
bro, it's a decade ago, and like it's like I live my life in like this wormhole to where I'm going so hard, and then all of a sudden, like I'm watching the first season of True Detective, and that was a decade ago, and I'm like, where in the Sam Dickens have I been? And Hunter's like, I don't know, Dad. Like, this is a great show.
You're watching that now?
He was pitching it to me. He's like, people hadn't heard about him. Like,
Woody Harrelson, Matthew McConaughey, they're really good in this.
So it's a really good. The second,
I was like, where'd this come from? They've already had other seasons. I was like, I probably won't watch the other ones just because that one was so good. There's no way to go but down. I mean, that's the facts. I mean, so.
Did you finish it?
Oh, yeah, I finished it last night.
Hey, how great is the trap house scene when they go in there to bust up the dudes?
Oh, yeah. Awesome. You mean in the hood?
Yeah, like episode 5 or 6. Yeah.
That was episode 6 or something. Yeah. That was episode 6. That was legit. It was legit. Matthew McConaughey just out there, meth, coke, all at the same time. It doesn't matter. Just like attack and dominate. He's amazing.
I'm glad that you're watching it. I have watched the other seasons. I know Bob has too. You don't really need to watch them. That one is the best one. So they did a nice job of that.
Good.
What are your thoughts on Chip Kelly leaving for the Raiders and then Justin Fry leaving for the Cards as well, going to the NFL?
Well, let's start with Fry. Awesome, man. Great opportunity. We know this, right? When you're at Ohio State, and you have opportunities like this, like people are going to come calling. I mean, the guy, Paris Johnson's down there. He's obviously speaking very highly of him. You got what he did this year, the development of Josh Simmons. I mean, think about Seth coming into this season, undrafted free agent type, a lot of things at Alabama. Boom, a Remington Award winner, year one. They get hurt, shuffling up the line, like brought the room together, won a national championship. So everything that guy decides to do, good for him, and I'm really excited for him and this opportunity in Arizona. 2, Chip, we knew it wasn't going to be like it could have been maybe a long thing. It could not have been, but like he got out of the head coaching to get back into coaching, and what better way to do it than with somebody that you brought into the profession that you trust, and then now he's going to go to the Raiders and potentially make like $6 million to be. And the offensive coordinator, you can't make up that kind of money. And it's honestly perfect because then he gets to do what he likes to do, and that's just do ball. And then you even look at Chip, and this year, I mean, you took a guy in Will Howard through his work, and I never want to discredit that because, the work always goes to the player. But, a 61% completion percentage guy comes here, sets the all-time single-season record at Ohio State, is a leader of it. His ball mechanics were, his deep balls were significantly better as the year progressed. He got into the system. That's the development of Chip Kelly and Ryan Day. That loss is big, but I think there's other people waiting in the wings, a.k.a. Brian Hartline. I don't know how they're going to do it. Maybe it's a little Charles Bentley that comes in. Maybe it's a Kevin Warren that comes back and, does he do offensive line? I don't know.
Kevin who? Kevin Wilson.
My bad.
We don't want Kevin Warren at Ohio State.
No, that sounds terrible. No, Kevin Wilson. And again, now you have more offensive minds in the room. The biggest thing that I look in this all is, I think in this day and age, they got to be elite, they got to be creative, but they also got to be a soldier. And, the chain of command and what's in there has to still be done. And if you're not, then you're selfish and you got to freaking go, regardless of how old you are, how young you are, how much moxie you have, where you've been, what you've done. I think too many times in this, you got to have the soldiers. And I think that's what really worked well this season, especially with Ryan being able to come in there and do things and be able to call out Like, that's the head coach. We're going to make changes. He's running the show. It's his line. It's his ass. Like, we're on there too, but not as much as that guy, right? So just go be a soldier and then go out there and recruit your face off. And that's why I even brought up the LaCharles thing, because when you look at the people, and Al-Lak has done a phenomenal job, but like when you look at it, man, you got James, you got B-Har, you got OG, like the more Buckeyes in the building, the better, especially when it comes to recruiting, because nobody can sell a value proposition like the ones that have done it, especially when they're elite-level coaches.
Always appreciate the time. You're the best. Have a great rest of the week. Enjoy the creatine, and we'll check in again next week, all right?
Yep, absolutely. Stay Buffy, Columbus. Go Bucks, beat cancer.
There he goes. Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Another big-name player in the NFL is on the trade block, and no, it's not Myles Garrett this time. We'll do that in Quick Hitters next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still watching a crash that crews are working to clear up on the southeast side. This is at the intersection of London Groveport Road and Groveport Road. Right now, crews are working to clear out that split right now. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Let Diamond Seller's Blue Box be a part of your forever. Join us February 21st and 22nd for Wedding Weekend and save big on wedding and anniversary bands. Plus, enjoy special no-interest financing on engagement rings. Visit Diamond Seller on Sawmill Road or at Easton Town Center.
Only one football game left this season makes me sad. But watching that last game at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus makes me very happy. Scotty Vegas, and we're throwing a super watch party for the big game February 9th. Reserve your table at HollywoodColumbus.com. Come early for a live sports betting show at 5. Stay for the game with prizes and prop contests. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 years or older to enter. See you at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook for a Super Sunday.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. It's time for the Love Your Windows sales event. If you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, and there's no limit. So if you need 20 windows, you only pay for 10. It's the perfect way to save big while upgrading your home. And that's not all. Universal Windows Direct is offering no interest financing for 3 years. That's 36 months of easy payments with 0% interest. And if you already have a price from another company, Universal Windows Direct will beat it. So you know you're getting the best deal around. Call them today, 614-502-5220, universalwindowsdirect.com.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And everybody's had these pains, these little nicks, these things that you maybe had an injury when you were younger and you thought it went away. And then all of a sudden, as you get old, it starts to creep back. Doing everything, walking up the stairs, doing your favorite activities, golf, skiing, whatever it might be, the summer, the spring, the winter, it hurts. Hey, do not deal with it any longer. The hip, the knee, the shoulder, the back, whatever it is, there's good news. Go to QC Kinetics. They're groundbreaking treatments for that arthritis pain. They're going to make you feel better. The long-term relief, it's now possible. They're right here in Columbus under the leadership of Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grant Sport Medicine and a classically trained orthopedic surgeon. Don't wait. Make the call today. My dad and I did. His knee's starting to feel better. My knee feels better. They've got PRP treatments. They can change your life. I'm telling you right now. So go to QCkinetics.com/Columbus for your free consultation or give them a call at 380-208-4544. It's not going to go away on its own. They've got 2 offices in Dublin and Gahanna, so check them out.
Come cheer on the Ohio State Buckeyes men's basketball team as they take on the Maryland Terrapins at the Shot on February 6th. Don't miss out on themed games, unforgettable fan experiences, and the ultimate Buckeye traditions. Buy your tickets now at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
The Buckeye Show.
I heard Jake Diebler on Bruce Thornton. He's the best in the country, you know? There is no one I ever want to have running point.
The Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light and sponsored by CareSource.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40
40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
It's a key ingredient called Tesnor. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. Total T is backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text ROCK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text ROCK to 321-321. That's ROCK to 321-321.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Bobby played football for Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick. Beamer played football for a drunk named Joe who worked at the gas station. You're listening to Morning Juice.
You can get ready for the big game with Rothman and Ice live from Radio Row in New Orleans. Believe those fellas are departing today, and they're going to be down there tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday from noon to 3 on The Fan. And also streaming live on The Fan's YouTube channel, Rothman and Ice, live from Radio Row, presented by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sharky.
Hi, Brando.
Hey, buddy. What's happening?
How you doing today? It's Tuesday already.
Kind of bad.
Week's flying by.
Not going to lie. How are you today?
Terrific. 5 days away from the Super Bowl.
All right.
You know, last one working, Shark.
Wow.
My last Super Bowl as an employee.
Your last February 4th you'll ever work in your life.
Yeah.
Think about that.
You're right. Les Walmart's calling
You'll
me.
never work another February 3rd in your life.
I
again.
might.
That's
You never
true.
know, Beam. I could come out of retirement. Just never know.
You're going to take a 1-year break like MJ did back in the 90s and then come back?
I think that's how it should work. We should get a couple years of retirement, like midway through our working careers, like in our 40s.
A professional Rumspringa.
Like a multi-year sabbatical is what you're looking for.
Yeah, and then come back and work later because, you know, at the end of your career, you may not be as ambitious as you were in your 40s.
You're the most ambitious person I've ever worked with.
Really?
Yeah.
Most detail-oriented, I would say.
For sure that.
You know, life comes at you fast in the NFL. Just 3 years ago, Cooper Kupp won the Triple Crown, leading the league in catches, yards, and touchdowns. Now, the Rams can't wait to get rid of him. In that historic 2021 season, Kupp was named NFL Offensive Player of the Year and Super Bowl MVP. Yesterday, in a social media post, he announced that the Rams have informed him that they want to trade him. As a goodwill gesture, Beam, the Rams told Kupp they're going to work with him to find the best destination.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. And I know that we were kind of having these talks last year and really kind of in the middle of this year before the Rams kind of went on that run, Bob, and found themselves in a playoff spot. And you look at the 49ers, they were weaker than usual this season. And you go and you look at the Seattle Seahawks, they were also not as good as what they were last year. And so the Rams kind of came out of nowhere in the NFC West. I mean, what they start the season like 2-4, I think. Whatever it wasn't great.
I think it was 1-4.
1-4.
Yes.
Like they looked to be sellers, and there was smoke around Cooper Kupp that he was going to leave in the middle of the season. Then they just started to win games left and right. And I mean, they were 20 yards away from getting to the NFC Championship game in that snow globe in Philly, and it didn't work out for him. I was just kind of perusing Cooper Kupp's stats. You look at his career, Bobby, 630 catches, almost 8,000 yards. Do you know how many seasons Cooper Kupp has logged over 1,000-yard seasons? How many
years has he played?
Cooper Kupp has played in 8 NFL seasons. 7. How many 1,000-yard seasons do you think he has?
7.
All right, Shark.
I'm going to say 3.
He has 2. He has 2 1,000-yard seasons.
He had one where he probably like 1,800, though.
Even better, 1947.
There you go.
Is what he had. He's still a heck of a player. They're going with Puka. They're kind of doing some shifting around out there in Los Angeles. I like this out of the Rams. It's a good bit of business. Listen, you've given us 8 years of our your professional career. You've been great. You got us ultimately the trophy at the end of the year and a Super Bowl over that victory in the Bengals. Now go be great somewhere else. Cap things happen. You signed him to a monster deal. We're going to let somebody else worry about it. But, yeah, I think it's good on the Rams and good on Cooper Kupp. He'll be looking for a new home. So excited to see where he kind of lands at because that's a heck of a veteran receiver with his work ethic is legendary.
It is. And, like, the reality is he's a cap casualty. It's the dollar amount that's getting him. And they have Puka Nacua, who, you know, has done a good job coming out of nowhere, and they developed those guys, and a lot of it's due to Stafford and, you know, Sean McVay and what they're able to do. So I get it. You know, you're not going to be able to keep all your guys, and they get older, they get more expensive, and this is the way of the NFL.
Only 2 men in NFL history can wear a Super Bowl ring on every finger of one hand. Tom Brady has 7 of them. Charles Haley 5. A third player could join that elite group. Kansas City offensive lineman Joe Thuney, a former Circleville Elk, has 4 Super Bowl
Centerville
rings.
Elk?
Centerville, excuse me.
He's not an Elk either.
Oh, he wasn't?
No, he went
to
Alter.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm so sorry about that, Beam. I didn't mean to besmirch the great Elk name. Maybe he should have been. Anyway, he has 4 Super Bowl rings, 2 with the Patriots, 2 with the Chiefs. So if KC wins on Sunday, Thuney's going to be up to 5. Bob, in your lifetime, which could span another 50 years.
Or another 50 months.
You might be around for Super Bowl 109. Will anybody ever surpass Brady with an 8th Super Bowl ring?
I don't think so. I think Mahomes may have the ability to do that. His biggest thing is Andy Reid dying of a heart attack. You know, you laugh at that, but I'm being serious.
I would say retirement.
Or
him.
Or cholesterol, or a chunk of fat that rolled off one of his veins and pumped back into his heart, causing a cardiac arrest.
Bundlerooski.
I mean, if you look at Andy Reid, I would say that I think he'll coach till he dies. And
he's a lifer.
Yeah. I mean, what else has he got? I mean, his family situation, this is being real. Like, his family situation is kind of a mess. He loves coaching. He seems passionate about it. He has a good time doing it. Pat Mahomes would have a shot. It is so hard to win Super Bowls, and it's so hard to have a coach and quarterback combination that you can pair together, and they have that longevity and that successful run. And what's going to be interesting is, like, as Kelsey goes, and they're already in that, like, second iteration, that second window now. And you saw Tom Brady, like, his career had 3 windows, 3 Super Bowls. They lost 2 Super Bowls, then they went to 4 and won 3 of them again. You know, like, and then he went to
back
Tampa.
On the other side and won one with the
another
Bucs.
one with Bucks. Like, so I mean, it's so hard to be good that long, to keep retooling those teams every 7 to 8 years. Cooper Kupp, 8 years in the league. They're moving on from him. Like, it's really hard to have guys that can run 2 of those with you. And so we'll see if they can do that. But I would say a negative on that, sir.
Yeah, the awesome thing about Joe is awesome family. Like Shark said, they're from Centerville, and he went the private school route. His sister lives in town here in Columbus. I went to grade school with him. Super, super nice guy. Grew up playing soccer. Didn't play football until he got into middle school. And if you've paid attention to the Chiefs at all, I mean, he was a guard. And so he was blocking.
They kicked him out to tackle.
Yeah, he was blocking for Brady in New England during their last couple Super Bowls there. And then all of a sudden, we're going to go to Kansas City, have an unbelievable opportunity to block Patrick Mahomes blindside this season. They kicked him out to tackle, Bob, as you just mentioned, and he's done a remarkable job this year at that. So it's a really cool opportunity for him. Could be the 3rd player only to get 5 Super Bowls. I mean, it's going to end up, he's on a Hall of Fame track. So good for Joe. Pump for him. That's the reason why I'll be rooting for the Chiefs this Sunday. I know not a lot of people are. Not a lot of people are going to be enjoying this Super Bowl. It'll be a hate watch, but yeah, I'll be cheering.
There's one Buckeye playing in the game. Do you know which team he resides for?
Paris Campbell on the Eagles.
All right, there you go. That is what my delineating factor is.
Is he playing?
Well, he's on the team. He'll get a Super Bowl ring. It's the best thing I got going, Shark, because both teams are very hateable.
It was a tough day yesterday for Crew and Browns fans. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. Still watching crews clear out a crash on the southeast side. This is at the intersection of London Groveport Road and Groveport Road. Avoid that area as there are slowdowns as crews clear this out. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Atlas Butler is built to keep you comfortable, and our plumbing services are no exception. You can rely on Atlas Butler for trusted, convenient plumbing and drain service. Our expert plumbers and drain specialists can take care of anything, from a broken water heater to a clogged drain. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler's at your service. Call 1-800-8
Looking for a truck that can take on anything winter throws your way? Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. We got deals and the trucks to get you through the season in style and comfort. Lease the 2024 Tacoma for $249 per month with $299 due at signing, or tackle the winter with a 2025 Toyota Tundra built for the toughest conditions. I love mine. It's fantastic, and rates are as low as $299 APR for up to 72 months. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or online at germaintoyota.net.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. I want to tell you about my new obsession, Daisy French Onion Dip. One of my guilty pleasures during football season is eating dip with chips and wings and even veggies while watching the big game. And now Daisy came out with Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip. These are a game changer. As good as homemade dip, and they've got real herbs and spices. Ingredients you'd find right in your own kitchen. Next time you're watching a big game, before you do, stop at the store and grab these new Daisy French Onion or Daisy Ranch Dips.
Sarah, Happy New Year. You look amazing. How are things with you and Mark?
Lisa, I can't thank you enough for telling me about Columbus Men's Clinic. We've totally rediscovered each other. He's working out, and we're doing more as a family than laying around watching TV.
I told you, they're incredible. My husband and I had the same experience. It's like having that spark all over again, isn't it?
Exactly. It's more than the physical. It's the connection, the energy. It's the best gift we could have given ourselves.
This new year, make the resolution that changes it all. Columbus Men's Clinic brings you proven options for ED, low testosterone, and enhancement. Reignite your drive, rebuild your confidence, and show up in the moments that matter most.
Here's to more love and more joy in the year ahead.
Cheers to that.
Book your appointment today at columbusmensclinic.com or dial 614-300-7400. That's columbusmensclinic.com or dial 614-300-7400. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall. This ain't the little itty bitty teeny tiny bowl. This is Super Bowl 59. So get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 59. Scoring touchdowns is key to hoisting that Lombardi trophy, and you can score big by betting on them at DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to go for 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, make your pick. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TheFan971. That's code TheFan971 for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Ohio only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Chris Canty. Guys, you don't want to fumble Valentine's Day. You need a solid game plan. Send foolproof flowers from the Books Company and get 25% off your entire purchase. Books flowers are fresh, vibrant, and last way longer. Some are even grown on the side of a volcano. Don't wait. Valentine's Day is February 14th, so get your order in now. Go to Books.com. Use my promo code CANTY for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com, promo code CANTY. Books, promo code CANTY.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports.
Good morning, I'm Bart the Shark. The Blue Jackets are 2-1 on their 4-game road trip, which ends tonight in Buffalo. Columbus is 5-2 in its last 7 games and is currently in 8th place in the Eastern Conference, which is the second wild card spot. The Jackets have 29 games remaining. Face-off against the Sabres is 7 o'clock here on The Fan. Browns defensive end Myles Garrett has suffered through an 0-16 season, and in 2024, a 3-14 season, he's had enough of losing. Garrett has requested a trade in hopes of playing in a Super Bowl. He was the number 1 overall pick in the 2017 draft by the Browns and is under contract for 2 more seasons. Cleveland GM Andrew Berry said as recently as last week that he would not trade Garrett. This Sports Center is sponsored by the Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Visit them online at thewaterworks.com, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan.
Just a couple of dudes being guys.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour 2 of the program for us on a Tuesday. Coming up here, 7:17 this morning. The hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, he's going to join us. He was distraught about Cucho. He tweeted about it yesterday. He's joining us coming up here, 7:17, talk a little Jackets with him. Then 7:30 this morning, Patrick Murphy, the Murph Dog of Bucknuts. He's up. We'll talk some Buckeye coaching vacancies with him. And 1 hour away from right now, if you missed Schlegels in the 6 o'clock hour, fear not, he's going to reappear on your radios, on your streams, or live on the YouTube machine as well. So all kinds of good stuff to be busy about in the next hour.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
All right, big night tonight. Jackets at the Sabres. 7 o'clock. 6:30 coverage here on The Fan. They'll double up too, Sharky. How you feeling about the Cavs hosting the Celtics tonight? 7:30 start.
Oh, man, I'm excited about that. When they met back in November, the Celtics won by 3 in Boston. When they met in December, the Cavs won by 4 in Cleveland.
All right, aggregate goal scoring, you're up 1.
Up 1 point. 2 more meetings to go tonight in Cleveland.
7:30 start for that.
Cavs are 24-3 at home. Celtics are like 15-9, something like that on the road.
How are you navigating the last button on
I've
your remote?
I've got a remote control beam.
Mm-hmm.
The Blue Jackets are on 1309. The Cavs are on 1310. So I just need to go up 1, down 1, up 1, down 1.
Come on, Cavs.
I did see some news about Kirill Marchenko, and again, we can ask this to Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre. Apparently, he had a different type of surgery for his broken jaw.
They get a jaw transplant?
That can get you back, instead of the 6 to 8 weeks, that could get you back within like 4 to 6.
Yeah. It's not your jaw, so it's easy.
Well, it is not. It's not my jaw.
Yeah. It's everybody. Oh, yeah, get him back 4 to 6 weeks. Nah. It's not your face.
Rods and cones in there.
It was you know how hard it is to train when you're drinking through a straw?
No, it is hard to do anything.
This is a real life story right here. So Jason Witten, his second year, breaks his jaw. And Witten, I think he ended up missing 1 game because he had to have surgery to have it wired shut. And then came back and played the next week. And Bill told it, this is what Bill was famous for.
Seems like a safe game to do that in.
Witt also played with an enlarged spleen. I don't know who he got to sign off on that one. His wife was worried. He's like, Jerry's going to find a doctor for him. I'm like, of course he will. This dude may be some Tijuana doctor, but he'll find somebody that'll sign off for you. And this is why Witt's the best. So Bill would tell you these stories about if you have this injury. I had a guy, and he'd start telling the story about how this guy, like, there's a miracle how he's able to come back and play. We scoped his knee on Sunday after the game. This was 10 years ago. It wasn't near as good now. He came back. We gave him a couple of days, a little jog through on Wednesday. He had to get in there on Thursday because we had to see him go. And then Friday backed it off and played on Sunday. It was great, and we kind of managed it through the season. Like, really? Yeah. He's had these stories. And so with Witt, told this story of I had a guy, this broken jaw like this. He goes, you want to get the baby food. You want to get the baby food yams. Mm-hmm. He's like, they got a lot of calories in them. You're going to be able to eat those. He goes, it may be kind of hard.
Macros.
But he goes, you're going to be able to eat the baby food yams. Have your wife get you the baby food yams.
Why not just baby bird them to you?
Exactly. Well, is more or less it. He's like, because you got to keep your weight up, Whit. And so I think he ended up missing one game. It was like the only game he had missed in like his first 14 years. Something crazy. And our agent, the same agent, whose brother was a dentist, maybe an orthodontist. I don't think he was a full oral surgeon, but he was like, he can't play. He's be out for like 6 to 8 weeks. And so Bill like talks him in. He's like, we're going to need you, this next week. So he's like, you're eating the yams. So you're eating the yeah, good. And getting him on the scale. So he has a surgery. I'm pretty sure he missed the game. This was before I got there, but I remember Whitten telling me this. And it turns out, like with half of Bill's stories, there was no guy. You become that guy for the next guy. Like, I'm going to create the guy, and the straw man, you become the next guy.
It's a figment of my imagination.
So when that happens to the next player, then you can be that dude. And what ends up playing? So Wednesday or Thursday, he's like, I'm going to need to see you at practice. We can't have you dress and then you not go. We only get 45 spots on game day. You've got to be able to go out there. So I think Thursday he practices. So I got a dude named Kenyon Coleman who played about 10 years in the league, defensive end, nicest dude in the world, biggest arms ever, huge. Schlegel played with him in New York. They traded him to the Jets after the season, and he was still there. He was there 2 years prior with Whit, and like Whit's like trying to release. So tight ends, you're trying to release. Like, a lot of times defensive ends will bang you, and like defensive ends are just slamming into him every time. Like they're pinching down, hitting him hard. I mean, dude just had jaw surgery like 5 days before, and Whitten's like, God, it's like my freaking mouth. He's killing me. And Kenyon's like, hey man, and he's like the nicest dude. He's like, Bill told us to give it to you and like try to hit you up in the helmet. He goes, we got to make sure. He's like, I'm sorry, dude.
Make sure it's stable.
Make sure you're good. And it's like, you got to be kidding me. He's like,
my own guys are doing this to me.
Well, and he's like,
middle of the season
at the directive from their head coach. It wasn't like they're doing this on their own. That's why he's like, I felt. And they're like wives were friends. Kenyon's wife, like we were all good friends. And like, he's like the nicest dude in the world. And I can't imagine like him doing that. That's why he like literally looked at him and told him that like, hey, I'm sorry. I couldn't do this.
That's brutal.
Yeah. But he came back. I mean, got to make it happen. That's fine. So yeah, there you go. That's that. I mean, he could do it, because it's not your jaw, so it's easy. Because it's not you.
I guess we live.
It was actually his rookie year.
We live in a different world than when we did back then.
Yes. On September 7th, NFL debut, yada yada, 13 yards. Whitten suffered a fractured jaw against the Cardinals after being hit by McKinnon. Ray Thompson required surgery, 3 plates inserted to help it healing. Only missed 1 game. He continued to play through the injury.
I think got banged up by his teammates the week after in practice.
Head coach Bill Parcells complimented Whitten on his toughness.
Way to be a tough guy, Whit.
I mean, made the whole rookie team. I thought it was his second year, so it was his rookie year. It was like, I didn't know any better. Like, your coach is sitting there telling you, like...
Well, at all costs at that point,
At all costs, Beam. At all costs. Like, I watched him do that when Bill was running everything when I was briefly with the Dolphins. I mean, Jake Long was that guy. And he's like, I used to do this. Oh, gosh. What's the big left tackle they had? This is going to kill me. With the Giants. I used to love him. He played at Michigan. And really talented left tackle.
Like recently?
Oh, no. This is back when Bill was coaching there, Beam. Give me this. Not Eric Moore. Where is this? Not Bubba. Something. Anyway, he became that guy. Like Whit, he kept telling Whit, there's, you can be this guy. You can be that guy. And, Jumbo Elliott. And he basically, I'm like, Whit, he's going to or Jake, I'm like, he's going to ruin you like he did Jumbo Elliott. And Jumbo Elliott was a great player, but didn't play all that long. And like none of the linemen for Bill play all that long because they just run him into the ground. And that's what he basically did.
Just like the Browns are ruining Myles Garrett.
Just like he did to Jake Long. And Jake was beat up because of that. But you can play with a fractured jaw.
I can.
Just how much pain are you willing to endure? That's
I guess
the question.
You could, but I did see that news about Kirill Marchenko yesterday, which is trending good news for the Jackets. But they're in action tonight in Buffalo to take on the Sabres. Shark, what are you more distraught about over there? The fact that Myles Garrett may not play for the Browns, or the potential of heavy rewards that you're going to get in a trade for him?
It's time to go back to being the old Browns, Shark. Or let's get excited about the draft.
Yes.
More draft picks.
Yes.
More draft picks. Remember that year that you had 2 first-rounders and you spent them on a quarterback and a cornerback?
Yeah.
How'd that turn out for you?
It worked out pretty well.
Justin Gilbert and Johnny Manziel draft?
No, I was thinking more like Baker Mayfield and Denzel.
No, I was thinking
No, that one worked.
I was thinking
that
was a good one.
I like the first one better.
I will say this. That last administration had some pretty good draft picks. They took Myles Garrett #1 overall. That worked out really well. He's going to the Hall of Fame.
Not from Cleveland to Canton, though.
Yeah, will he go in as a Cleveland Brown or a Los Angeles Charger?
Ooh, is that where you think he's going to go?
I have no idea. No idea. I don't know what the Browns are going to do. They are in a bind here.
Well, they're going to bottom out. That's what they're going to do.
No, I don't.
Come
I don't
Browns.
know what
Gotta
they're going to
make
do.
it happen.
I don't know that. I don't know how they're going to trade Garrett.
Oh, I know how they're going to trade for him.
Not trade for him, trade him away.
I know how they're. I mean, yeah, salary cap, whatever. That's not his issue. That's the Deshaun issue.
I get that, but how are they going to do this fiscally?
The cap isn't real. It doesn't exist.
It is. But
Just kick the can down the road for further years.
They're going to be really bad this year.
Well,
worse than last year.
Yeah, I don't know if they can be worse than 3-14.
Oh, there is. There's 3 more losses you can scrape out of there, Shark. You've seen it happen.
I've never seen 0-17.
I was going to say.
I saw 0-16.
They could be the first to go 0-17.
No.
Then they wouldn't even be able to share that with the Lions anymore.
No, they would be the single season holder. Yeah, between that and the Cucho news yesterday, it was a tough day for Browns and Crew fans. And then the Kirill Marchenko news that you got yesterday morning. No teams even played a game, and it was just a distraught news day here. Myles Garrett requesting a trade, Cucho leaving for $16 million, which is way below market value, going over to La Liga, and then Kirill Marchenko missing time. That's a bummer. That was a bummer of a sports day. None of your guys even played. The hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, he joins us. We'll preview tonight's game in Buffalo. Talk about how this team's going to get through without Kirill Marchenko with him next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, watching a crash on 161 eastbound just past 62. Expect some lane closures as you head out to Newark. Also, slowdowns downtown on the ramp from I-71 southbound to 70 eastbound as crews clear up an issue there. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey, we've all been there. It starts as a nuisance, something you just put up with. It's that joint pain. It starts to hurt, impacting everything in your life, whether it's your knee, your back, your hip, your shoulder, walking, climbing stairs, even getting out of the car, moving around. It all hurts. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And I'm talking about that always there, that nagging pain, the stuff that I had when I got done playing professional football. It was in my knee. So what did I do? I went to see my friends at QC Kinetics. Their groundbreaking new treatments for arthritis pain provide long-term relief. The regenerative treatments are sweeping the nation. They're right here, right in Columbus, Ohio, under the leadership of Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grant Sport Medicine and a classically trained orthopedic surgeon. So here's what you want to do. Go to QCkinetics/Columbus, because I'm going to tell you this, it's not going to get better with time. You can't wish it away. They've got an office in Dublin, one in Gahanna, or give them a call at 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And aspiring comedian.
That's fun. What's your best joke?
All right, two windows were hanging out side by side. The first window says, "Sure is a hot day." The other one says, "Ah, a talking window."
That's pretty good, Wilson.
Bet you can't top that one.
Well, at Pella, we don't have the talking windows, but we do have the windows your friends will talk about.
Dang it, that's good.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We're live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott Damaro.
Black history is American history. And when we have honest conversations with our students about our history, the good and the bad, we can pave the way to make a better future for everyone. This Black History Month, let's lift up our students' freedom to learn and come together to celebrate the many people who have shaped our communities.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, we will have some fog in the morning, increasing sunshine later on today, high 41. Chilly tonight with a low of 27. Cloudy and dry on your Wednesday with a high of 37. Rain comes in by Wednesday night. I'm meteorologist Dylan Rebishad with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
If you can find a show that's closer to Buckeye football, it would be hosted by Ryan Day. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hey, coming up here 7:30 this morning, the Murph Dog, Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts. He's going to join the program. We'll talk a little Cucho leaving and some Buckeye coaching vacancies with him. In a moment, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre is going to be here. But first...
Oh, you hear the sound. You know what it is. Mouth so dry, watery. Want some of the appetizer threes day at Roosters, Beam. That featured appetizer, well, it's $3 all day long. And today's featured appetizer, crispy, breaded outside, gooey, cheesy inside, served with warm homemade marinara sauce. It's the Mott Stick, the 5-tool player that's going to be there for you, ready to bring it home. $3 all day long at Roosters. And now, Beam, if you wait about an hour from now, you're going to have a chance to win a $50 Roosters gift card. You can answer That's What He Said.
That's coming up 8:20 this morning.
Morning Juice presents Talking Jackets.
Now it's Boone Jenner along the end boards, and he stuffs it behind Peter Mrazek for the score.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
As always, we head out to the hotline, checking with our guy. He is the hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre. Jean-Luc, thanks for the time. Always appreciated. What the heck has happened, man? Errant puck to the face. We got James Van Riemsdyk losing 4 teeth. Have you ever had any dental issues, Jean-Luc?
I have not, believe it or not. Never lost a tooth somehow. It came close a few times, but all the chiclets are intact. But, yeah, it was not pretty to watch those two guys go through some listen, a puck to the face can do incredible damage. And, you know, I broke my orbital bone from a puck to the face, and it's not fun, trust me.
I mean, but apparently Marchenko, like, he's had some sort of special surgery where they said he might be out less than maybe initially expected? I mean, is that some of his like Russian toughness, advances in modern medicine? Where are we at here?
It could be a mix of both, honestly. There's no doubt that he's hockey player are a different breed. There's no doubt about it, and obviously technology can change, and the way it seems like the medicine advances at an incredible pace every other year. So maybe there's something that they could do differently compared to what Boone had to go through, like just 2 years ago or last year when he broke his jaw as well. So probably depends where the break was, but again, I've never been through that kind of work on my personal face, so I couldn't speak on it, but I'm glad to hear that it may be a shorter recovery because like you said, that game was kind of freaky. We saw
high stick
Marchenko get hurt. We saw Zach Werenski leave for a little bit. Fabro left, and then earlier in the game, in that same game, I remember Zach hitting Maverick Bork from Dallas on the other side with a puck to the face as well, and he left and never came back. So that game could not stop fast enough for everybody to stay healthy, that's for sure.
How would you compartmentalize their road trip so far, Jean-Luc? It's ending tonight in Buffalo. You got the Sabres coming up at 7 o'clock tonight, but you got your first back-to-back wins of the season on a back-to-back in Vegas and then in Utah. Like, it was going all good, and then you kind of mentioned it was just a weird, odd game that they took part in Dallas on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I think so far it's been an extremely successful trip. Just the fact that you were able to get 4 points out of 6. And there's no consolation when you lose. But, that game in Dallas, and I'm not one to ever blame officials, but the officiating was like suspect at best. I mean, Ken Johnson get literally drag on the ice on that one goal, and then the high stick, hey, it is what it is. Maybe they had an angle that we can see, but it seems like a high stick to me. And, the team, they really stuck in there, and they battled their butts off, and that's what you want to see as a coach. So, yes, you did not even get a point for going to overtime. It is what it is, and now you move on to Buffalo, but hopefully they can come out with another gutsy effort here tonight and bring 2 home.
So, I mean, we had an internal goal for getting 4 points out of this road trip. I said anything over that would be gravy. You pick them up in the first 2 games, winning your first back-to-back of the year, being able to get that done. So, obviously, a huge accomplishment there. Tough one in Dallas. But tonight at Buffalo, you feel like another winnable game. I mean, if you're able to pull 5 or 6 points out of this road trip, you got to be feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, you got to feel real good. But, Buffalo is not going to be easy. I'm not going to lie to you. I've watched their last couple of games. They've been playing some pretty solid hockey and beating some really good teams. So it will be interesting to see. And, again, for me, now, you lose your first center in Monahan, your first, your best winger in Marchenko, and then now you have Fabro missing on the back end, starting to deplete the team pretty fast. And we all know how, important every piece is on a hockey team. But listen, Dean Evison has been a miracle worker with this group so far as the mental preparation and going through it. So I just hope that they can get through this little stretch here until the break next week, and with let's call it 4 out of 6 points, or 6 out of 8 points, and I'd be a very happy camper just to get some of these bodies back in the lineup after.
He is the hyphenator Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. You just mentioned it, Jean-Luc. They've got 3 to go until the break. They're off starting February 9th, not back to it until February 22nd. But if the Kirill Marchenko injury is a 6 to 8er, as is traditionally with a broken jaw, and maybe hopefully he gets back before that. But if it is, I mean, how do they get along without him? Because he's been electrifying this year.
I mean, it's going to have to be a group effort, right? And, we've seen Fantilli step up for Marchenko so far, for Monahan so far. Ken Johnson's having a good year. And, the depth in the our organization has definitely helped this team as far as staying competitive this season. But, listen, you take your biggest offensive threat in Marchenko out of lineup. obviously it's going to hurt you. There is no doubt about it. And for him, it's not just offensively. Defensively, he's extremely good. And we all get caught up with the numbers, but he's very, very good in his defensive numbers as well. So it's going to make a big hole, but somebody's going to have to step up. And, it's kind of like patchwork, right? Let's see if we can make it look as good. And defensively as a team, they'll have to be even better because obviously the goal output is probably going to go down a little bit in his absence. So what is the solution? I have no idea. And that's why I'm on the sideline talking about the game and not coaching it, just like you guys.
How are we feeling about Z? I mean, he went out, came back in. I mean, it's one thing for goal output, but Z's doing it on both ends. I mean, as far as offensively and defensively, he is, and his minutes on ice are crazy. I don't know if he's leading the NHL, but he's up near the top. Do we feel pretty confident about his ability to get back in there? And I know he came back in the game, but is there any worry about lingering issues?
Honestly, that made me a little nervous the other day because he did not look very comfortable. But then he came back in the third, and he looked fine to me. And he definitely, he was skating, ended up playing 25 minutes or so of ice time, even with missing that part of that second period. So hopefully it's nothing too serious. Obviously, not only for the team, but I know he's extremely excited about participating in the Four Nations Cup here coming up next week as well. So it's going to be, hopefully he's back. And then obviously that break, worst case scenario, and he cannot participate in the Four Nations Cup. He gets some time to rest. So hopefully it's nothing too serious. And to be honest, guys, in a hockey season, if I were to go in the locker room right now, there might be one guy that feels fully healthy right now. You go through that grind of now they've been through 52 or 53 games. The body's hurting, and that's why we're looking forward to that break. So hopefully he can rest up a little bit and be okay. But am I nervous? I would lie if I say I'm not, because he's been extremely impactful on that team, and to me is one of the most valuable players in the NHL this year. So, yes, that would hurt, but I think he'll be okay.
Jean-Luc, how distraught were you yesterday by the Cucho news? I know you're a big Crew guy.
Man, it was a tough day for Central Ohio yesterday. I saw the Myles Garrett, and then I saw the Cucho, and I thought it was a joke at first, and then I start looking into it, and I was like, oh, boy. So, listen, it's a tough news for the Crew fans, for Crew Nations, but, listen, you cannot stop a guy from, chasing their dreams, and for him to be able to go play at the Real Betis?
Yes.
He's going?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, what a great opportunity for him. Obviously, the team is getting compensated as well. And I guess we'll be watching him from distance and wishing him all the best. But it was a tough news for Ohio teams yesterday. So we're just, nothing from the Bengals yet. But and the Blue Jackets, aside from guys leaving for injuries, we're good so far. So, hey, we'll have to roll with it. But what a spectacular player that impacted that franchise. No doubt about it.
Jean-Luc, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us this morning. Have a great call tonight, buddy, and we'll check in again next week, all right?
All right, guys. Take care.
There he goes, our guy, the hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts, he joins us. We'll chat about Cucho leaving and some Buckeye coaching vacancies with him coming up in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. Still watching crews clear out a crash on 161. This is just past New Albany going eastbound. We've got some lane closures as you head out to Newark, just past 62. Also in the downtown area, 71 southbound to 70 eastbound. Watching crews clear out an issue there, contributing to some slowdowns. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stegerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling.
Get your furnace fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text GRIT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text GRIT to 42424. That's GRIT to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
To find an agent near you, visit shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Hash browns and smackdowns. You're listening to Morning Juice.
And coming up 1 hour away from right now, Uncle Beau, he's going to join the program. We'll talk big Browns news with him from yesterday. As of now, though, we're going to head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Checking with our guy. He is Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts. Murph, thanks for the time as always. Buckeye's busy. Coaching vacancies, looking for a replacement for Jim Knowles, Justin Fry, Chip Kelly. What's going on inside the Woody right now, Patrick?
Man, what's going on in the sports world right now? I mean, not just Ohio State, but we've got NBA making crazy trades. You mentioned the Browns, the Crew yesterday. But specifically with the Woody look, I think that this is what happens when you are the national champions, right? And I don't know exactly the numbers, but you look back at what Nick Saban had over his years of winning those titles, even Kirby Smart on the back-to-back seasons, like, your staff members that aren't in, certain roles get opportunities to go to bigger roles. The NFL is obviously an allure for a lot of these guys. Just because of the difference in schedules. So, I think this is the price of being on top of the mountaintop. But it also is what Ryan Day wanted, right? And he talked about it even the day after the national championship game, is that these guys deserve opportunities. And Justin Fry, I don't think planned to be in the NFL this year, but with what he did, he deserved that. The Jim Knowles one, obviously we've talked about, was surprising, but there seems to be stuff behind the scenes. And then Chip Kelly, I think, was always looking to get back to the NFL. So you got to go replace those guys now, right? And that's the challenge that faces Ryan Day. It seems like he has had no rest since winning the national championship. But again, this is the burden of being on top of the mountain.
It is the beast of burden, Pat, that he's got to deal with now. I mean, I thought people would be happy Justin Fry's gone. That's what I was hearing midseason.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny how quickly things turn, especially with coaches. But look, I think Justin Fry and the work that he did with this line, and we talked about it throughout the season. It showed what he does. And 3 years at Ohio State, I think you finally got to see the development of some of those guys, which is what he's best at. Maybe there were some recruiting misses. Not maybe. There definitely were some recruiting misses. And I think that's something that obviously Ryan Day will want to sort out in hiring a new offensive line coach. But, I think once you get time to work with linemen, and obviously linemen take more time to develop than some other positions, you start to see the results of Justin Fry's work. And that's why I think the NFL makes a lot of sense for him, because he doesn't have to worry about recruiting and whatnot, right? He just gets to work with these guys and help them become better players, and I think that's where he's best.
He is Patrick Murphy of Bucknuts with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Pat, on the scale of 1 to 3, most important to least important, not to say that none of them are important. They're obviously full-time staff member jobs at Ohio State. They're going to be big no matter what. But where would you rank your intrigue as far as interest level goes for potential hire among the 3 openings right now with Ohio State?
For me, it's that offensive line one, and mostly because of the fact that you lose not only Justin Fry, but also Chip Kelly, who was so important in some of the run game stuff, as was Justin Fry, along with running backs coach Carlos Lachlan. Like, I think, whatever they decide to do at offensive coordinator, I think the offensive line coach has to be someone who can help sort of replace some of what Kelly was able to do in getting that run game going, and the effectiveness. And look, Carlos Lachlan is a really good running backs coach, but I think the more guys you have that can scheme and things like that, the better you'll be on both sides of the ball. Ryan Day will still be involved in the pass game, and so that side of it is sorted out. But for me, that's probably what I'm most interested in. I think there are plenty of offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, maybe even some in the building that Ohio State will consider. But I do think getting that offensive line coaching job right will be crucial going forward.
What do you think the timeline is on this? If you look at the 3 spots that are open, Murph, of kind of how this plays out over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I was looking back because Ryan Day was on that Joel Klatt podcast talking about they'll take their time to get things right. And it seems in the past they've kind of announced these openings all at once. So, I do think there is some level of urgency just because of recruiting and whatnot, even though we've entered the dead period. But I think also you want to make sure you have the right guys, right? And then probably want to try and announce everything all at once, so you're not trying to piece things together. If you can do it, that doesn't always work out that way. So I would think, you got spring ball coming here in, I guess, 6 or so weeks. It sounds like they may push it back a little from the normal start time. Obviously, you want people in the building well before that. But again, I think the most important thing is getting the right guys in to help you, kind of defend this national championship. And obviously, both sides of the ball, you'll need coaching because you have so many new guys stepping into big roles.
Pat, we know that Ohio State came out yesterday and said that it's going to be a little bit longer until we get into spring ball. Any inclination or idea of when that's going to start here over at the Woody?
Yeah, it sounds like they'll wait till after spring break, which I think ends around March 17th, which is St. Patrick's Day, by the way. The normal schedule has been that they do like a week of practice, 2 or 3 practices before spring break. They go on break for a week and then come back. So it sounds like it would basically push it back 2 weeks, which I think makes sense given how long the season went, going into late January, a month after, a year ago when they ended December 29th. So it makes sense what they'll do in terms of how that works with a spring game. I would assuming they don't take the Matt Rule route and decide not to have a spring game, I assume that pushes it back to late April instead of mid-April. But I think the schedule otherwise will probably be pretty similar. It'll just be pushed back a little.
Pat, what happened with Crew yesterday announcing that Cucho is gone, it goes over to Ray Albatiste, $16 million? To me, and again, I don't have inside information like you do, but that seemed low. It seemed low for the price tag of a guy who has contributed 84 goals and assists through 90-some appearances.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things. One, I think there were numbers thrown out by people on social media about Cucho that probably weren't realistic, 20, 22 million. In talking to people at the Crew yesterday, it sounded like that was never a realistic number coming in. It was the end of the transfer window for Spanish and European clubs, as you know, Beam. So, it sounds like there had been offers or at least inquiries made about Cucho for quite some time. And this was finally one that I think made sense. They do have some add-ons that could increase that number, and then a sell-on fee that down the road, if he gets sold from Batiste, the Crew will make some money off of. That just happened for another player that went to Europe.
Yep.
The Chicago Fire got a bunch of money for. So we'll see what happens. Look, I don't want to sugarcoat this. This is a big loss, right? It's your best player probably ever, and you obviously timing-wise don't have a lot of time to make a move to try and replace him. I assume they probably go into the season with the roster as is and see what happens for the first half of the season and then maybe make a move in the summer. But look, I think this ownership, this front office, even though it's changed a little bit after Bez retired or left, has proven that they can make moves to keep this team successful. And I think you've got to believe in them until they prove otherwise. And that's kind of the approach I'm taking.
Where do the goals come from, Patrick?
Yeah. Well, Diego Rossi's pretty good.
Yeah, true. It's not Cucho good.
No, not Cucho good. But I do think it changes. Wilfred Nancy, the head coach, is philosophy is always been very team focused. And like, if you think back to last year, for people that followed it, when Cucho kind of got in some trouble for a spat with the assistant coach, he sat out a few games. Like, they still scored goals. And I think this team, while you won't have the one guy who can get you a goal out of nowhere type of player, at least it doesn't seem that way, I think they still, as a team, believe that they can create chances and win games. And I think that's obviously the most important thing. Now, you are going to be in multiple competitions. They've got Champions Cup again and stuff like that. So, it'll be a bit more difficult, no doubt about that, without a guy like that. But Rossi was their leading scorer when they made the final of the Champions Cup last year. He was the leading scorer in the Leagues Cup. So that's a guy who led the league in goals one year when he played for LAFC. And they have other guys. Maybe it's time for some young guys to step in and have a bigger role as well. And then I think you see, like I said, where you are in the summer.
Patrick, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a great rest of the day, buddy, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
All right, see you guys.
There he goes. Patrick Murphy, Bucknuts, Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems, Fan Guest Hotline. We're going to get Juice next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we've got a crash that has the left lane blocked on US 62 heading eastbound right near Home Road. Also still watching slowdowns on I-71 southbound as you lead to 70 eastbound downtown. I'm 10 TV's Amy Steigerwald with your fan traffic.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keep making plans to learn more.
Hey friends, Beamer here, and yes, I have a new update for you. I know you're thinking one of these weeks I'll put up a goose egg, but not yet. Not with Awaken 180. Another 4.8 pounds down last week with Awaken 180. And if you're following along, it's sure fun for me. 42 pounds in just 8 weeks. Let's put weight aside. I've stopped snoring thanks to Awaken 180. And what does that mean? Happy wife, happy life. Plus, bonus, I wake up feeling great because I'm actually sleeping through the night. Energy levels high, less pain in my knees, and now I'm able to play at the little gym with Willie and throw him up and down and watch him be a crazy man. I know most of these messages talk about how much weight I'm losing, but it's more about what losing weight is making me win in every other area of my life. For the big game this weekend, I'm pumped. Wings, meatballs, adult beverages, everything's still on the table while losing weight with Awaken 180. Let them show you how easy it is and give Awaken 180 a call. 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
How'd you like to wipe out all that credit card debt to start the new year off right? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Stop getting fleeced by the credit card companies. If you own your home, go to AFLcash.com now. Advantage First Lending can help you unlock that equity and get you tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's AFLcash.com. You can pay off all your credit cards and other high-interest debt super fast. Consolidate all your bills into one low monthly payment. AFLcash.com can help you tap into your home's equity to give you some serious cash so you can go into 2025 with less stress and more confidence. Get the cash you need from Advantage First Lending now. Most homeowners don't even need an appraisal. How great is that? Get on solid financial footing. Go to AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. 844-394-CASH.
Equal Housing Lender. NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Football season is here, and we have so much stuff. One station isn't enough. Find even more Pigskin on ESPN Columbus.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2 or listen on the Fan app.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
When I wake up
the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
pull on my jeans and I feel all right.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot.
I blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Good mornings make for better days.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour. Split into 6 teams. Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
Almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky's Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, the Fan. Beamer has a very punchable face, so Bobby punches it. This is Morning Juice.
Hey, you can get ready for the big game with Rothman and Ice live from Radio Row in New Orleans. Catch them tomorrow, beginning on Wednesday. It's travel guys for those guys today, heading down to New Orleans, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from noon to 3 on the Fan. Of course, we're going to be streaming live, and we're going to be on the YouTube channel as well. So very excited for those guys to get down there and do their show. Rothman and Ice live from Radio Row, presented by Low T Center. Low T Center reinventing men's healthcare.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Sharky, it's a Tuesday. We're going to hear from Schlegel coming up top of the 8 o'clock hour. What's got him fired up today?
I don't understand why people always have to get dressed up for white-collar jobs. Why can't we just wear jeans and cowboy boots and a tri-blend T-shirt? We get stuff done that way.
Amen, brother. I'm with you. 100%. 100%. You know, every February, the TCM network, Turner Classic Movies, has 28 days of Oscar, all right? Every movie they show, 24/7, for the entire month, is an Oscar winner. It could be Best Picture, Best Actor, cinematography, whatever.
Mm-hmm. All that.
The Sting is a great, great movie.
It is.
And I watched it last night. Redford and Newman, coolest 2 guys ever until maybe Pitt and Clooney. And it reminded me of a discussion I had with Rothman a couple weeks ago.
Oh, boy.
I said, The Sting, what a great movie. And you know, Rothman, he gets offended when you say things.
Rothman, he'll sit there and just talk you through a million things.
He said, great movie, Shark. I mean, it's like top 3 movie all time. I was like, I don't know if I would put it in top. Are you kidding me?
By saying it's great, it wasn't
good enough. Not good enough. So anyway, that was fun last night. The Washington Wizards beat Charlotte. The Wizards now 5-1 this season against Charlotte and Atlanta. They are 3-40 against the rest of the NBA. The Guardians spring training truck left for Goodyear, Arizona yesterday. That has me juiced. I'm going to arrive on Friday, and then pitchers and catchers report on the 11th.
You're not a spring training watcher, though, right? You don't watch.
Will you next year? Will you go? What else are you going to do?
I know. I've been
cold. Go down to Arizona, hang out.
I've been to the old Indian spring training in Tucson, and then I've been to spring training in Florida, but I've never been to spring training in Goodyear. Maybe I'll go, Bob. Maybe I'll go.
Go for the whole month.
I don't know if that would excite my wife.
What?
You know,
she doesn't have
I'm pretty sure it won't, to tell you the truth.
People always...
My wife would rather me bury her than take her to a month of spring training.
Yeah, but you get to hang out in... she gets to hang out in Arizona. Baseball's not going to take up your entire day.
Give her a call, Beam. Talk her into it.
Sure, I will. Also going to talk her into some of your more streaming services.
People
you can watch the Guardians games on this year.
Ask me, how could you marry a woman who is not interested in sports? And I always say it balances me. Everybody wants to talk to me about sports. Mm-hmm. We talk about other things, my wife and I.
Like Survivor.
Sunday, I'm watching the Blue Jackets game. It's like 4:30 in the afternoon. No, I take that back. I was watching.
Started at 5.
Yeah, I started at 6. I was watching the Cavs game. Okay. And she says, is the Super Bowl tonight? And I said, no, it's next Sunday. She said, oh, they have a week in between, huh? Like that was something new. That, bless her heart, I I applaud her for not adapting to my lifestyle. Bob, what has you juiced?
Yeah. My gosh, that's, you know what, Shark, it's funny you say that. My wife and I used to have a lot in common and stuff, and now, I watch a lot of sports, and then I come back and all that my kids and her are watching is NCIS, which is all my parents watching that garbage. So I'm done with that crap. I'm not mindlessly watching. There's
Fire Hospital Cops.
There's like 20 seasons of that crap. Hundreds of episodes of just utter nonsense.
When's the last time you've watched a good TV drama?
Oh, they don't exist anymore, Beam. They're not out there. Now, Landman, I've heard, is pretty good. I'm going to get into that.
I've also heard that's good. Is that Billy Bob, right?
That's Billy Bob, yeah. And it's got, what's his name, too, in it? Ham. I love John Hamm.
I like John Hamm.
Of course you do, because he's great. There's a picture with him in court, like cheek to cheek at Romo's retirement party.
Great, Bob. Great. What are you talking about? I think he's top 3 all time.
Listen, his performance in Mad Men and then in Maverick, I'm not going to argue with you. He's right up there. He's doing a great job.
One season in Curb Your Enthusiasm as John Hamm is portraying Larry David.
That's even better. And what's got me juiced is listening. First of all, we started watching Endgame yesterday at 9:30. I'm like, you're not going to see. I don't want to be awake when this is
3
over.
hours long.
Yes, that way it was with commercials. It was on TV. I go, we have it on Disney Plus. Yes, we have it on Disney Plus. We pay for the streaming service. And so last night she goes, I don't need to see the beginning. I just want to see the last 45 minutes. I said, that's great. She goes, I forgot how it ended. It was so sad. I walk in, it's the funeral of Tony Stark. No spoilers there. It's 6 years old. But she did watch it with my son. My 11-year-old son also has me juiced. He was arguing with her because he wanted to keep watching the news. He goes, Colin's like, I want to see what's going on. I'm like,
come on.
I was dead serious. He's like, what is wrong with you? I was like, well, you don't want to watch Endgame? I don't want to watch this crap about
Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
I want to hear Cullen on Sunday when the Super Bowl's on say, Dad, I want to watch 60 Minutes.
Where is Lester Holt at?
They'll because all the kids want to know who we're cheering for and who's this and that. And these are two really hateable teams. And the last thing, so we watched the end game. I didn't really see. I had to go pick Caleb up from wrestling. But the last piece of it was, it's got me juiced. As we started talking about Marchenko, I started thinking of my boy Witt and his broken jaw. That he missed one game for his rookie year, 3 plates in there. Bill Parcells have him eat the baby food yams with a spoon, and then talking to his wife about blending stuff up and drinking hamburgers and stuff like that.
Yummy.
Just absolutely disgusting. But Witt's the toughest dude ever. To follow that up in 2012 when he lacerated his spleen in this preseason opener against the Raiders. I think that may have even been in the Hall of Fame game. But then missed the preseason, but yet still came back to play in the season opener, which a lot of people said he'll be out at least 2 months. He missed 3 weeks and played with a lacerated spleen all through the year. My dude is one of the toughest guys I've ever seen. Shark, outside of he missed a game his second year, but from 2005 until 2019, he did not miss a single start in the NFL. And he had many injuries, I can promise you that, and was a warrior the entire time. My guy, Mr. Jason Witten, a true Iron Man. That has me juiced here on this Tuesday. Beam, what's got you juiced?
Shout out to everybody in the chat that is recommending shows to us. Jordan says Landman is great. Fargo season 1 with Billy Bob is amazing. I concur. We watched that last year or a couple of years ago. You would like it.
Schlegel told me the True Detective season 1 is good.
True Detective season 1 is also good.
12 years later.
Fargo, the first season of that was also pretty remarkable.
Does Billy Bob have the Steve Buscemi role in Fargo?
No.
It's not based on the movie, huh?
That's his sock that's hanging out of the wood chipper.
I don't know how to describe it really, Shark. It's an entirely different storyline.
Oh, okay. So there's no Marge?
It's a different storyline, no. And I can't really remember it that well because it's been a while since we watched it, but it is different. What's got me fired up? Mara was working late last night, so she got home, and late being 5:30 is when she worked until it was beautiful out yesterday. I took Willie to the park yesterday after he got up from his nap. We're sitting there. We've got a couple around us. We can walk to the park, but I felt bad. I'm like, well, if we're going to walk, then we take Theo, and taking Theo to the park is a whole different beast, and I can't do that by myself with Willie and Theo. So I'm like, we're just going to drive.
Tie Theo up to a tree.
Or drive to a park is what we're going to do. So we drove to the park, and I opened the door. Park. getting ready to get him out of his car seat. No park.
What's wrong with him?
Why, dude? We love the park. We love doing this. And then I'm just having a talk with him like, all right, if you don't want to go to the park, we got to go to the grocery store. Wylands? Like, yeah, we can go to Wylands. So we didn't go to the park. We ended up going to Wylands. I didn't get a cart either. Like, usually I just throw them in the cart, but I needed so few things that we got a basket, and we got stuck at the meat counter for about 15 minutes because he was staring at the meatloaf with a jalapeno on top of it. Pepper, meat, pepper, chicken. Like, it's not chicken. Dude, he's just rattling off, and I was trying to pull him away from the meat counter. No, not going to do it. So then anyways, we got back home, played outside for an hour and a half. Mom was close to getting home at like 5:15, 5:30. Park? I'm like, I'm not doing this song and dance.
Too late, buddy.
So maybe at some point today we can go to the park and bundle up. But that was my day yesterday.
Bundle up. It's beautiful outside.
It's going to be a little chillier today. But yeah, yesterday I was in, just some joggers and a T-shirt. I mean, it was like 65 degrees out. We'll take that in February for sure.
It's no joke.
We're gonna get fired up with Schlegs next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still watching a crash on the southwest side on US 62 eastbound as you're leading to 270. We've got the left lane blocked in those eastbound lanes. And then downtown, still watching slowdowns on the ramp from 71 southbound to 70 eastbound. Make it a great day. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Don't let life get in the way of what's most important. Visit shelterinsurance.com to learn more. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall. This ain't the little itty-bitty teeny-tiny bowl. This is Super Bowl 59. So get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 59. Scoring touchdowns is key to hoisting that Lombardi trophy, and you can score big by betting on them at DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to go for 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, make your pick. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TheFan971. That's code TheFan971 for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Ohio only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
At Pella, we use the newest technology to show you exactly how new windows would look on your home.
Well, we keep it simple at our window place. We use a #2 pencil to draw what your house will look like with our new windows. See?
Oh yeah, that definitely looks like a #2.
Thank you, Leslie. Wait, I see what you did there.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Hey guys, Anthony Rothman here. Let's talk about getting you back to your best. If you lack energy, muscle mass, feel moody, or have low libido, it could be low testosterone. You need to know your T level, so get tested. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be your answer, and you'll find true experts at Low T Center. And for current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 credit when you refer a new patient. Go to lowtcenter.com to book the appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Get ready
for the big game with fan favorites like buy one, get one free extra large avocados. Plus, buy 5, save $5 deals when you mix or match other go-to items like assorted varieties of DiGiorno frozen pizza, 24 packs of Coca-Cola or Pepsi products plus deposit where applicable, and Sweet Baby Ray's marinade or sauce. Shopping at Meijer makes game day a good deal better. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HindererMotorCompany.com.
A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Head to TrueGreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
Some things you wouldn't mind being stuck with, like a huge inheritance. But a phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard for a new one on us. Just trade in any phone from our top brands with select unlimited plans. $829.99 purchase with new smartphone line on select unlimited plans. Minimum $90 per month with auto pay plus taxes and fees for 36 months required. Less $830 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Trade-in terms apply. Payoff phone requires smartphone purchase and port-in with new smartphone line on select plan. Must provide most recent bill showing payoff amount of eligible phone. Additional terms apply.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. The Cucho Hernandez era in Columbus lasted just 2.5 years. He joined the Crew in June of 2022 and has now been transferred to Real Betis of Spain's La Liga. In return, Columbus receives a fee of a reported $16 million, a club record. In his 3 seasons with the Crew, Hernandez scored 58 goals in 96 MLS and Cup appearances and helped the Crew win the 2023 MLS Cup. The Blue Jackets wrap up their 4-game road trip with a stop in Buffalo tonight, and they'll make that stop without Kirill Marchenko, who leads the team with 21 goals this season. He suffered a broken jaw Sunday in Dallas and is out indefinitely after having surgery. Face-off against the Sabres is 7 o'clock here on The Fan. The Sports Center is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Enjoy this Sunday's game while dropping with Awaken 180. Wings, meatballs, drinks, all on the menu. Awaken180weightloss.com.
If Bobby and Beamer aren't talking about it, it's not worth your time anyway. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour 3 for us here on a Tuesday. Schlegel going to join us momentarily. And then Uncle Beau, a lot to talk about with the Brownies. He joins us coming up here at 8:30.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
Play night last night. Jackets in action in Buffalo tonight against the Sabres. That's a 7 o'clock start. 6:30 coverage begins here on The Fan. And then a big one tonight in Cleveland. Cavs hosting the Boston Celtics. 1-1 on the year. 1 point aggregate goal differential or point differential in basketball. Cavs have a 1 point advantage, won by 4 at home, lost by 3. Cavs and the Celtics tonight at 7:30. So nice little sports night here in Central Ohio. Talk to this guy in the 6 o'clock hour. Let's fire him up.
The best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
Every single Tuesday at this time, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Check with our guy. He is Anthony Schlegel. Schlegs, happy Tuesday, buddy. You getting crews ready? You getting in shape for that?
What's crapping in Columbus? Hey, it's a Schleg Day. Everybody, listen, don't skip leg day. I'm just letting you guys know that. Because your feet, your legs, it's the foundation of your entire body. Without them, you're just arms and a trunk, right? Terrible. So, anyways, don't skip those because nobody wants them. And especially if you have smaller calf diameter like I do, you got to really make up for a really good posterior chain and some quads, right? Just be like, listen, that guy trains, his just calves are genetically unproportional to the rest of his body. That's not on him. That's on God. So, that's how we're rolling today. I have, I've been taking I'm almost 44, guys. So been taking some collagen, been getting back on my glucose meter Jordan, just some joint health stuff, starting to feel a little better. Been taking some creatine just to feel a little frothy. And, that's what we're doing. But I tell you what, I've been lifting big, so then my body wants to eat big. And when that occurs, weight goes on. But I'll also say this. Thick necks are in. Make sure you're training your neck. Nobody likes a skinny neck. Big backs, thick necks. Ask all the ladies out there. It's real. It's real talk.
My daughter calls me a big back, but I don't think that's a compliment anymore, Schlegs. That's what they say when you need to drop a couple LBs. Are you in
big back?
Are you and Faith counting your macros together?
I don't count nothing. She's just way more disciplined than I am. I'm probably right on the verge of pre-diabetic with as much sugar as I like.
Your A1Cs, counting those.
I gotta go take a gander at that. Go to the armory and get my labs checked. It's like, hey, where am I really on this? How far can I walk that line? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I really don't need them anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, get your ALT levels, your AST levels. Make sure your kidneys aren't dying from all the creatine you're ingesting. But here's the real question. Schlegs, if you're that worried about all this sugar, Caleb asked me this on Sunday. He goes, Dad, he's a big would you rather guy. He said, would you rather eat poop flavored ice cream or ice cream flavored poop? And so I posed that same question to you, sir.
Well, that's very simple. I'd rather go with the poop flavored ice cream because then in fact it's actually not really poop.
Yes.
I mean, that's an easy one, Bob. That's an easy one.
Well, Beam is on the other side of that.
Well, I can't eat ice cream right now, so anything to get the ice cream flavor while subskirting the rules of this weight loss plan, I think I would sign up for it.
That sounds so terrible because at the end of the day, you literally just ate poo. As I told Shark that I would not have him use a dump button on this segment. So that being said, what's going on in Columbus, Ohio? I want to talk some stuff. Are people still firing the cannon? Are there Buckeyes leaving?
Hey, did you hear about your guy James Van Riemsdyk over the weekend?
So
what do you do?
Okay, so saw this. This was
I need to go. I need to go look at. I was telling him I need to get to a game.
So this was from over the weekend. This was in Utah where this happened. He lost 4 teeth. Needed 30 stitches on a high stick, had his teeth removed, stitches, came back to action, assisted on a comeback goal in which they won in overtime, and then post-game an x-ray revealed a tooth was still lodged in his bottom lip after it was stitched. The stitch was then removed, the tooth dislodged, stitched again, then a bone graft and root canal. So your guy's drinking through a straw right now.
Literally. Yeah, you know what? Listen, that took gas station ready, Waffle House ready. It's just we want hockey ready because that's like another level. And James, listen, all the art beds are on me, bro. Whatever you want, man, because that's a dude right there. To be able to go do that and then come back in.
He's not missing time.
No, man. That's a freaking dude. James, I didn't know you like that, man. That's what I'm talking about.
About that life, Schlegs. So the arc bed.
He is about that life, bro.
Would it help you regrow your teeth?
No, I'm gonna look up some stuff that it could help with. I mean, the only good thing about what just transpired for him is he's gonna have teeth like AJ. You know what I mean? Like none of us can it's something that you choose to do or it's chosen for you. And in this one, it was chosen for him. That's the road that we got to go down. So now he will always have the ones. He doesn't even have to worry about crest with whitening anymore. You know what I mean? Like they're just always there. He's not going to have to wear a retainer or get the braces in his mid-30s like I had to. No, why? Because they're already perfect. You remember that, Bob?
You did.
Remember that? Trying to straighten those bad boys out? Yeah. Did it work? Yeah, maybe. But that's okay. Whatever. Charge it to women.
I forgot that you got the braces in your mid-30s. That was remarkable. I mean, that was almost 10 years, a decade ago for you now. I mean,
bro, it's a decade ago, and it's like I live my life in like this wormhole to where I'm going so hard, and then all of a sudden, like I'm watching the first season of True Detective, and that was a decade ago, and I'm like, where in the Sam Dickens have I been? And Hunter's like, I don't know, Dad. Like, This is a great show.
You're watching that now?
He was pitching it to me. He's like, people hadn't heard about him. Like,
Woody Harrelson, Matthew McConaughey, they're really good in this.
So it's a really good. The second, third.
Where'd this come from? They've already had other seasons. I was like, I probably won't watch the other ones just because that one was so good. There's no way to go but down. That's the facts.
Did you finish it?
Oh, yeah, I finished it last night.
Hey, how great is the trap house scene when they go in there to bust up the dudes?
Oh, yeah. Awesome. No, you mean in the hood?
Yeah, like episode 5 or 6. Yeah.
That was episode 6 or something. Yeah. That was episode 6. That was legit. It was legit. Matthew McConaughey just out there, meth, coke, all at the same time. It doesn't matter. Just like attack and dominate. He's amazing.
I'm glad that you're watching it. I have watched the other seasons. I know Bob has too. You don't really need to watch them. That one is the best one. So they did a nice job of that.
Good.
What are your thoughts on Chip Kelly leaving for the Raiders and then Justin Fry leaving for the Cards as well, going to the NFL?
Well, let's start with Fry. Awesome, man. Great opportunity. We know this, right? When you're at Ohio State, and you have opportunities like this, like people are going to come calling. The guy, Paris Johnson's down there. He's obviously speaking very highly of him. You got what he did this year, the development of Josh Simmons. Think about Seth coming into this season, undrafted free agent type, a lot of things at Alabama. Boom, a Remington Award winner, year one. They get hurt, shuffling up the line, brought the room together, won a national championship. So everything that guy decides to do, good for him, and I'm really excited for him and this opportunity in Arizona. 2, Chip, we knew it wasn't going to be it could have been maybe a long thing. It could not have been, but he got out of the head coaching to get back into coaching. And what better way to do it than with somebody that you brought into the profession that you trust, and then now he's going to go to the Raiders and potentially make $6 million to be the offensive coordinator, you can't make up that kind of money. And it's honestly perfect because then he gets to do what he likes to do, and that's just do ball. And then you even look at Chip, and this year, you took a guy in Will Howard through his work, and I never want to discredit that because, the work always goes to the player. But, a 61% completion percentage guy comes here, sets the all-time single-season record at Ohio State, is a leader of it. His ball mechanics were, his deep balls were significantly better as the year progressed. He got into the system. That's the development of Chip Kelly and Ryan Day. That loss is big, but I think there's other people waiting in the wings, a.k.a. Brian Hartline. I don't know how they're going to do it. Maybe it's a little Charles Bentley that comes in. Maybe it's a Kevin Warren that comes back and, does he do offensive line? I don't know.
Kevin who? Kevin Wilson.
My bad.
We don't want Kevin Warren at Ohio State.
No, that sounds terrible. No, Kevin Wilson. And again, now you have more offensive minds in the room. The biggest thing that I look in this all is, I think in this day and age, they got to be elite, they got to be creative, but they also got to be a soldier. And, the chain of command and what's in there has to still be done. And if you're not, then you're selfish and you got to freaking go. Regardless of how old you are, how young you are, how much moxie you have, where you've been, what you've done. I think too many times in this, you got to have the soldiers. And I think that's what really worked well this season, especially with Ryan being able to come in there and do things and be able to call out. That's the head dog. We're going to make changes. He's running the show. It's his line. It's his ass. We're on there too, but not as much as that guy. Right? So just go be a soldier and then go out there and recruit your face off. And that's why I even brought up the Latrell thing, because when you look at the people, and Al has done a phenomenal job, but when you look at it, man, you got James, you got B-Hart, you got OG, the more Buckeyes in the building, the better, especially when it comes to recruiting, because nobody can sell a value proposition like the ones that have done it, especially when they're elite-level coaches.
Always appreciate the time. You're the best. Have a great rest of the week. Enjoy the creatine, and we'll check in again next week, all right?
Yep, absolutely. Stay Buffy, Columbus. Go Bucks, beat cancer.
Schlegel, Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Hey, got a new update for you. I know you're thinking one of these weeks I'm going to put up a goose egg. Not with Awaken 180. Almost 5 pounds down last week with Awaken 180. And if you're following along, it's fun for me. 42 pounds in 8 weeks. Let's put weight aside. I've stopped snoring thanks to Awaken 180. And what does that mean? Happy wife, happy life. Bonus, I wake up feeling great. I'm actually sleeping through the night. Energy levels high, less pain in the body. Now I'm able to play with Willie. Look at jalapenos in the store for 20 minutes at a time with him. I know most of these messages talk about the weight I'm losing, but it's more about losing weight, and it's making me win in every other area of my life. For the big game this weekend, I'm pumped. Wings, meatballs, adult beverages, all on the table while losing weight with Awaken 180. Let them show you how easy it is. Give Awaken 180 a call at 844-346-1800. That is 844-346-1800, or online at awaken180weightloss.com. Yesterday was a brutal sports day, and the worst part is that nobody even played. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now we are watching a crash on US 62 eastbound right near the 270 entrance ramp in Grove City. Watch for crews clearing that. Also still watching slowdowns on 71 southbound to 70 eastbound downtown as crews clear up an incident over there as well. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey friends, Beamer here. I want to tell you about my new obsession. It's the Daisy French onion dip. One of my guilty pleasures, I'm sure you have it too, during the football season, is eating dips. Sometimes with chips, wings, veggies, whatever you want to dip in there. And now Daisy, they've come out with a Daisy French onion dip and a Daisy Ranch dip, and these are a total game changer. They're just as good as homemade dips, if not even better. They've got real herbs and spices and ingredients you'd even find in your own kitchen. I invite you to try the Daisy French onion dip. I'm a big French onion guy. That's my favorite. You can look for Daisy French onion dip at a grocery store near you.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more of the good life to your life so you can bring home more perfectly plump and flavorful produce picked for precise freshness, beautifully marbled beyond brag-worthy certified Angus beef, and more must-have money-saving M-Perks rewards. Because saving more on local favorites is good, but bringing home more of what you love in every trip, that's the good life. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Hey, it's D. Miller. Guys, let's talk about getting back to your best. If you lack energy, muscle mass, feel moody, or have low libido, it could be low testosterone. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer. Don't settle for a standard dosage TRT program. I learned about the personalized treatment at Low T Center and the results you can expect with customized TRT. And for current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 credit when you refer a new patient. Go to lowtcenter.com to book an appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from classic 3-cheese, pepperoni, or extreme meat pizza. Save big with the $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
How'd you like to wipe out all that credit card debt to start the new year off right? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Stop getting fleeced by the credit card companies. If you own your home, go to AFLcash.com now. Advantage First Lending can help you unlock that equity and get you tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's AFLcash.com. You can pay off all your credit cards and other high-interest debt super fast. Consolidate all your bills into one low monthly payment. AFLcash.com can help you tap into your home's equity to give you some serious cash so you can go into 2025 with less stress and more confidence. Get the cash you need from Advantage First Lending now. Most homeowners don't even need an appraisal. How great is that? Get on solid financial footing. Go to AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. 844-394-CASH.
Equal Housing Lender. NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Getting cold feet? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Here at The Fan, we give you 14 hours of live and local programming every day. We care about you. We live and work in your community. Except Beau Bishop. He won't tell us where the hell he is. Your live and local station. Except Beau. The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, we will have sunshine this afternoon, highs around 40. Tonight, much colder, low of 27. Wednesday, cloudy, high 37. Wednesday night, we'll have some rain moving in. And then as we head into Thursday, some heavy downpours early in the day. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Miss a minute of the show?
Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Type in Morning Juice and subscribe.
This is Morning Juice.
Uncle Beau, he's going to join us coming up here 8:30 this morning. Going to talk all things about the Browns. They made some news yesterday. Before we get into that, though...
Oh, boy. You hear that? You know it's time for an Appetizer Thursday at the Rooster. Today's featured appetizer, it's the 5-tool player. It's the classic. It's the one that everybody loves. Unfortunately, if you're lactose intolerant, it might not be for you. But it's the Mott Stick, beam. Gooey, delicious cheese on the inside. Yesterday, Burns said it was an all-time record when he split it open and watched it.
Oh, a cheese pull.
That's how he measured the cheese pull. Oh, it was like 4 feet. Maybe not quite that much, but it was pretty girthy.
Nice.
They're going to be $3 all day long today at Roosters, folks. So get on over there and get on into some.
Offering up a $50 gift card right now. If you can get the correct answer to That's What He Said, you're walking away with a $50 gift card from our good friends over at Roosters, 614-821-9710. That's the phone number. Get into Shark, and you're going to be the extravagant winner. Shark's lovely wife, Jan, is the best. She thought what was happening this past Sunday. 614-821-9710. Get that in to Sharky. You're walking away with a $50 gift card to our good friends over at Roosters. Should have known it was going to be an ominous day yesterday when Kirill Marchenko was announced that he had broken his jaw. No,
from his jaw. Non-game action.
Non-game action. Sitting on the bench, errant puck gets him. So we found that out yesterday during the show. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. Usually he had some special kind of surgery or procedure, though. Might be back earlier than that. So we should have known that it was going to be a weird day. And then a little bit later on in the day...
It was probably, I'll say this, it was at about 11 o'clock that Beau broke it. I was out of my silo, beam escaped it, driving up to Roosters on Henderson Road. Let's talk to our guys, Berm and Ward, and I was listening to Beau read the statement from Myles Garrett about how his goal was never to go from Cleveland to Canton.
Yeah, and don't be mistaken, too. That was not on accident. That he chose those words because Andrew Barry, 2 times in January, said those exact words. We want to go from Cleveland to Canton with Myles. And Myles Garrett released a statement. He said, as a kid dreaming of the NFL, all I focused on was the ultimate goal of winning a Super Bowl. That goal fuels me more than ever. My love for the community of Northeast Ohio and the incredible fan base of the Cleveland Browns has made this one of the toughest decisions of my life. These past 8 years have shaped me into the man that I am today. While I loved calling this city my home, my desire to win and compete on the biggest stages won't allow me to be complacent. The goal was never to go from Cleveland to Canton. It has always been to compete for and win a Super Bowl. With that in mind, I've requested to be traded from the Cleveland Browns.
Ooh. That doesn't sound very good at all.
I thought they had patched things up.
Did they?
No,
Andrew Barry just come out and say
I think he just kind of said some things. Like he said some things, and then Myles said it before Andrew Barry was making his statements, like, we're going to get together in the offseason and,
huddle up, see what's going on.
And apparently he didn't like that plan. And he also didn't like Andrew Barry coming out and saying that this dude's going to go from Cleveland to Canton. I know I'm under contract, but you have shown to me no ability to win and
no ability to get a functioning offense.
Correct.
Like, let's get the quarterback position right. Maybe we start talking about drafting a rookie quarterback and everything else. And it's like, I'm not going to be around here for 2 to 3 years when we're good. I've already watched you waste Bitonio and all these other guys up front, Chubb, and Joku's going through it, and even some of the other guys on the defense. Yeah. And you're just burning through their prime while we're wandering in the wilderness. This year, at least, we're actually really bad. Last year, they still managed to make the playoffs. And if they would have brought Flacco back, they may have made the playoffs again. But you just wants to win. And they're not
I don't blame a guy for that.
He's been there 8 years. He's been a great soldier. By the time year 10 and 11 comes up.
He's a minority investor in the Cavs. Like, that dude has roots down in Northeast Ohio. For him to come out and say that he wants to trade out. And really, not even the most surprising part is 95% of Browns fans are on Myles Garrett's side. They're not mad at him for this.
No. You know why? Because Myles never comes out and complains. Mm-hmm. He plays hurt. Does everything you want. He's a great leader. He's a great representation of your town, great representation of the city, the organization, everything. He's everything you want in a player. And he was your number 1 overall pick. And you hit on him, because he's a great dude and very, very gifted. And he's just continued to get better and better and better. And he probably took a look at Joe Thomas and said, that could be me.
Probably called Joe.
And maybe they did talk. And honestly, in an honest moment, Joe probably told him, go win one, dude. Go try to win one.
At least compete for one.
Yeah. Go try.
Hard to win.
Go try. And I watched DeMarcus Ware do that after leaving Dallas. Went to Denver, paired him with Von Miller, got a Super Bowl. Couldn't be more happy for him. Could not be happier for the guy. And so I think there would be that same sentiment with Cleveland fans as they look at it. And I don't think that there's any ill will. I mean, he hasn't done this every year. He hasn't demanded this or that. Like, I don't think there's anything that is going to sate, though, his desire to go play somewhere else.
I don't know. The Browns came out yesterday. Andrew Berry said that we are not trading Myles Garrett. And Shark, you can put your headset on. Big congrats to, by the way, Doug from Dublin. He's the winner of the $50 Roosters gift card. Shark's lovely wife Jan thought the Super Bowl was last Sunday, not this coming Sunday. The problem is the cap money, the cap hits, but that's not Myles Garrett's problem.
No,
it's not his issue.
They've put themselves in this situation with what they did with the contract with Sean Watson, and then
draft capital going away.
But then they also they restructured. They pushed guaranteed dollars back in the deal, so now you're paying for it even more for a guy who isn't playing for you. And if I was him, like, dude, I would have told Myles, our goal is to get rid of Deshaun and not pay him right now, so we can take those dollars and allocate them to other players and get guys around him. Maybe that's not what they said. Maybe it is. I don't know, but. I mean, they're in cap purgatory, but they're not going to be good, so it doesn't matter anyway. Like, just take the hit.
What are they, $34 million in the hole for next year already?
That's fine. Like, you're not going to be good. Tear it down and rebuild. You know, if there's anybody that wants to stay, keep them. So you have some veteran leadership, but just there's no point in it.
Shark, when that news came across that Myles Garrett requested a trade from Cleveland, what were your initial thoughts as the Browns contingent on this show?
I wasn't surprised. Yeah, I wasn't surprised at all.
Will you be more surprised if they keep him or trade him?
I don't know how they're going to trade him. That's beyond my pay grade. It seems like they're going to have to cut 3 players.
Really bottom out.
That's exactly.
I mean, they've got to come up with
that's not my problem. You know, you put yourself in this situation. So, congratulations.
That Deshaun trade is so bad.
I think they'll probably trade Deshaun and get a couple first-rounders.
Yeah.
He's proven to be a top 5 quarterback in this league.
Get more value back on him than what you initially traded for? How's the return on investment looking on that one?
3 first-rounders, and he's played 19 games in 3 years. That didn't work out so well.
At least he played well. At least he played out and played well in those games that he was in.
He sucked. He was the worst quarterback in the league. His quarterback rating
Shark,
was
he had
worst.
one of the worst quarterback ratings in Browns history.
Yes.
Not just this past year. The last
history.
Yes. Bad. And then you got a belly full of white dog crap. Then you want to lay the Cucho news on me yesterday that you're trading him?
Jimmy Haslam.
He had a rough
bad day.
He had a rough day, that's for sure. Yeah, it was a crazy day. Nobody even played, Bob. Nobody even played a game.
That's the worst. When you can lose and you didn't even play, Shark.
It was terrible.
How does that feel?
Big congrats to Doug from Dublin, winner of the $50 Roosters gift card, because Jan said the Super Bowl was last Sunday. Will she watch any of it with you, Shark, coming up this weekend?
Yes. Yeah, she'll watch it. She may go to bed early. She'll watch because she wants to see Taylor Swift probably in the press box.
Okay.
I don't know.
Big Kendrick Lamar gal, Jan?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, maybe she might turn into one.
We'll probably eat dinner at halftime.
Looks like Myles Garrett won't be around for much longer. Uncle Beau Bishop, he's going to join us. We'll talk about it with him coming up in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still watching slowdowns on 71 southbound downtown. This is leading to the ramp from 71 south to 70 east. Watch for crews clearing an incident over there. And watch for crews on US 62 heading eastbound right at Home Road on the southwest side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
When it comes to protecting my family's future, I want a life insurance company that's at the top of their game. That's why I got same-day coverage through Ethos. There was no paperwork, no waiting around, and no medical exam. I just answered a few health questions online, and Ethos set me up with a $3 million policy for about $2 a day. Go to tryethos.com and get it done today. That's TRYETHOS.com. TRYETHOS.com. Sample rates as a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league. It's sharp and it's electric. How is it sharp? How is it electric? Good questions. Try this on for size. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime, forcing, playoffs on the line, golf. With 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams: Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. This isn't your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches, only on ESPN. Keep up. It's golf.
At NJM Insurance, we like to think of ourselves as a symphony. We start with a foundation of doing the right thing. Then we layer in dedicated reps whose priority is you. Add in excellent discount programs. And last, but certainly not least, we put our policyholders first. And the reason we don't use jingles or mascots is because it's just not us. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Panic and passion. Is that a motivational quote or the title of an adult romance novel? You're listening to Morning Juice.
A reminder, coming up tomorrow, 8 a.m. in studio, Jake Diebler, head coach of your Ohio State men's basketball program. He's going to join us live in studio tomorrow in the 8 o'clock hour. What do we do every single Tuesday at this time? Check in with our favorite uncle in the whole world.
Beau knows bourbon. Beau knows fashion. Beau knows horseback riding. But most importantly, Beau knows Browns.
Sponsored by High Bank Distillery, home of the best blended whiskey in America. Grab a bottle or dine in at their 3 restaurant locations: Grandview, Gahanna, and now in Westerville. Drink local. Drink High Bank.
Quiet week, Unc. I don't know what's going on here. Not a lot to talk about.
Yeah, Dad's here one more day, so trying to just get through that best I can. And pretty quiet little Monday.
Is there any
quiet little Monday?
Oh, yeah,
Colonel Ludlow's here, so you got to be careful. You never know what could happen.
Any thoughts on your son and or sons returning to the Ponderosa with him?
Oh God,
he'd really thrive.
I would say if you're familiar with the '90s romantic epic western Legends of the Fall,
that's great.
Colonel Ludlow,
Hopkins?
Colonel Ludlow is here, and I would say that if they were to go back to the Ponderosa now, it would be like at the end. When like, Ludlow's got one eye and he's coming out with a shotgun, like that's where we're at. We're at the end of the road here, boys.
Well, he's sitting on the rocking chair, Beau. It's covered by the bear skin, so you can't see it.
Yeah, right.
You know, he seems very passive and benign,
right.
and then all of a sudden you take a scatter shot right to the chest. You know,
that's exactly right.
That's a rough one.
That's exactly where we're at right now, boys.
Well, the good news. Here's the thing. I got my 11-year-old Cullen. Last night, my wife was trying to put on some Avengers, wanted to see the end of Endgame, because we started watching on Sunday night. I'm like, you can't start a 3.5-hour movie at 9:30. I got to wake up tomorrow. And she got like lured in because she started watching Infinity War and then realized that was not the real ending, and she was sad. She's like, I need to see something positive. So last night, she wanted to put on the ending of Endgame to see, like, she's like, I can't remember what happened. And she's arguing with Cullen because Cullen wanted to keep watching the news because he wants to, quote, see what's going on. So maybe he could go out there with Colonel Ludlow and hang out.
Great. I may do that. That might be a nice little project. Kids who want to know what's going on in the real world, we'll send them out there. We'll charge them an exorbitant fee to go out there and just be under his tutelage for
under
a
the
week.
guise of summer camp.
Everybody wants to turn into Yellowstone. Everybody wants to be out there. How do you get that? Well, there's an apprenticeship program that we have for you.
Go pound fences into the ground for 30 straight hours.
You don't get that walk that Walt has by accident, boys. That takes years. So we can start them young on that.
I mean, where are we at? Because we just asked Shark as the delegation of the Browns fandom on this program. Where are you at percentage-wise, whether Myles leaves or stays? Obviously, came out with a statement yesterday.
Yeah.
Andrew Berry then combating that, saying we are not trading him. That's not how the NFL works. He will get phone calls, and a plenty of them around the league for the services of one Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I think the timeline on this is pretty important. It's my understanding that they were well aware of Myles' feelings on this for a while. And so Andrew Berry made those comments last week at the Senior Bowl. It was with this knowledge that he made those comments, that we're not stepping off of Myles, that we're going to be he's going to be part of the Cleveland Browns, and the Cleveland to Canton thing was a quote that he actually made at the end of the season press conference. So that's something that's been out there for a while. It was not lost on me that Myles put that in his statement. Obviously, there's kind of a shot there across the bow. I think that's fair. I think what happened yesterday was this becoming public. This was the negotiation now going public. And so Myles and his representation did that. The Browns holding firm with we're not going to trade him. And that's kind of the company line on it. I do think that a couple of things can be true. And it can be true that they have no intent to trade them. And I believe them to be completely sincere in that intent. Now, this is me talking, not them. And it's sometimes important that I make that delineation. I also think that if you are a team that went 3-14 with him and you have a bunch of holes on the roster, it might not be the worst thing to start a rebuild in a situation where you could get a bunch of assets. And that's kind of where they are. They drafted really well in the late teens, and Myles was in the middle of that. And all of those guys kind of went through their prime, and they took a big swing on Deshaun Watson, and it missed. A lot of teams would have done the same deal that they did. They missed on it. And then because of that, now you're having to flip what you are. And I know that their intent is to try to flip it right back and get back into the mix right away. In order to do that, you have to land a quarterback. So that's the first piece of any of this. So my hunch is what will happen now is a conversation with Myles about, hey, and I'm guessing some of these conversations have already taken place. This is what we're going to be. This is what we're building towards, and we expect you to be a part of it. I'm sure that is exactly the intent. But just from the outside looking in, I would say also, as you have a lot of holes to fill, asset accumulation isn't the worst thing. So who knows where this will all go? I would say just what happened yesterday was this now being played out publicly, where previously it was being played out behind closed doors.
I also think, too, this is just my thoughts on it. We're not trading Myles Garrett is a great way to tell the rest of the league that the price is going to be extremely high if you want to get his services.
Yeah, I mean, so I saw a lot of people do like the Khalil Mack comparison yesterday, which I think was 2 1s and then a 2 and some pick swaps.
That was a lot.
Yeah, so that type of return.
That was also in September during training camp.
You're right. It was also, he's 27, Myles is 29. They seem to be pretty similar. Myles is maybe a little bit more accomplished. The other thing here is Myles' contract, he's going to want a new deal, and that's probably part of this too, right? He's looking at this and going, I need to be the highest paid defensive end in football. And so there's probably a contract negotiation that's happening too. I can't tell you what Myles' why is. I don't know that. I don't know if it is if he's sincere in his word and all that matters is going to chase a Super Bowl. I don't know if it's chasing a Super Bowl and being the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. I don't know what his why is. I've been around him a lot in the last since 2018, and I've always gotten off with him very well. He's an incredibly bright dude, really introspective, really. Everything he does has purpose. When he speaks, everything he says has purpose. He's not someone that seeks spotlight. He just does his job. Guys, you have no idea how many injuries he's played through. It's crazy how many injuries he shows up, and he's got to deal with people saying, well, he doesn't have the sack numbers of TJ. Go look at the pressure rate. Go look at the amount of times he's double-teamed. Like, he's the best defensive player in football, but I think by a decent margin. And so I understand how we would have the frustration in that. But to say all of that, it's hard for me. I don't know him as well as I've known other players who have come through there through the years, because he doesn't give a lot to you publicly. He keeps it to himself. So I can't get to the bottom of what his why is, but I take him at his word that he's trying to win a Super Bowl. And you'd be crazy to think that the Browns right now are as currently constructed, they're a 3-14 football team. Like, you are what your record says you are. Now, you can get competitive pretty quickly. Go ask Washington. Landing on Jaden Daniels, that can happen. But that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a dynamic player at the quarterback position to flip this thing quick.
So here's what I find interesting about the fact that he doesn't seek the spotlight. He's never really complained publicly. He's always been a great soldier. He's played through a litany of injuries, which you've talked about. He's never missed games. He's been productive. No. And he's been as productive as he has on a team that's rarely been leading the last 3 years. And so when you're doing that, it's really hard to get a lot of sacks when they can just line up and run 4-minute offense the fourth quarter because you're down by 14 points as opposed to them trailing and being in a chase game. And so I have these guys I've played with or been around the league with, if they always seem to be a genuine person, like generally when they come out and say these things, they're usually true and they're not going to mess around. And I guess my thing with the Browns is Andrew Berry saying all that and coming out publicly knowing that this was the case was almost foolhardy on him, because Myles is one of the most beloved guys in Cleveland for all the reasons that we mentioned. And I feel like Andrew Berry was like going out there, well, I'm going to box him into a corner publicly. Like, that was it was the wrong move. And especially when they have the guy who has really been the template for his career in Joe Thomas of what it looks like when it just all happens and it just ends. And it's really depressing to think about that.
Yeah, and I put Joe's brain in a pretzel, which is hard to do. He's one of the smartest guys you'll ever come around, a few years ago. And I said, well, I asked him this. Have you ever given any thought to, like, if you would have said yes to Denver when Peyton Manning called you and said, go into the owner and say, trade me now. I need you to play left tackle for me right now. And Joe said, I want to retire a Brown. And for a second, he thought about it. And he's always been steadfast. Like, I wanted to play my entire career in one organization. I wanted all of those things. But he did have a moment when I asked him that. And I said, boy, you're living in Cherry Hill. You're buddies with Peyton Manning. You're on Manning Cast. Like, all of those things. You win a Super Bowl. Like, and Kevin Garnett said this too when he finally left Minnesota. Like, guys want to win, right? And there was... I think it's really easy to look at the Watson deal now and go, God, what were they thinking? But the reality is a 25-year-old quarterback who led the league in passing the last full season that he played became available. And those guys don't become available. And they weren't the only ones in on him. There were 4 willing to pay what they paid. There were probably a dozen teams that looked in on him. And there was no way of knowing how he would handle all of the stuff off the field mentally. And the fact that he would have this injury stuff that's been every single year. There's no way of knowing that was going to happen. They took a big swing to try to compete with Mahomes and Burrow and all of it. And you can look at it now and you can go, well, that was a huge miss. But in the moment, the only thing that you had, the only part of it that you had to concern yourself with was how could you handle all the off-field stuff. The play on the field, you were confident that it was going to be elite. And so what that did is that's a 4-year stretch with Deshaun where you had Myles and Denzel and all of these guys who were in their prime and are still in their prime, but now at the back end, and that window got missed because of the miscalculation on Watson.
My only pushback on that is, and I understand the Watson, and everybody would have made it. My thing is, if you really wanted to win, I would have won to Andrew Berry, you should have kept Joe Flacco, because I don't think there's any love lost between those guys and Deshaun. Yes. Dude, you're going to baby this guy who's shown us nothing in hopes that he's going to be something, not what we even ever planned for him, as opposed to a guy that led us to the playoffs last year.
I think the Flacco thing, Bob, it's a great point out of you, and I've said this many times. I think the Flacco thing was, and I think the hiring of Ken Dorsey was, we have got to see if there is something left in Deshaun, the guy we acquired. And the only way to do it is to not have him looking over his shoulder, to have an offense that he would want to play
You had the biggest guaranteed contract in history. If you're not confident enough not to look over your shoulder, I don't want you being my quarterback anyway.
Think about that. What that says though about what they knew.
I know he's fragile, and those guys knew in the locker room, and that's what he knew that this year he dealt with a lot, Beau.
Yeah.
You get to a point now, you're 29, you're starting to stare at like a decade, and like you didn't care about winning this year. You cared more about babying this guy than putting the best product out there. And
I think they cared most about trying to one last shot to see if he could be what he was, and doing everything they could to give him one shot at it. And I think that's what
at the expense of everybody. At the expense of everybody else is the problem. I think.
Yeah. In the end, that's the way that it seemed. I think from their perspective, it would have been at the benefit of everybody else because his ceiling was higher than anybody else's when he was right. He just hasn't been right in a long time.
Unc, always appreciate the time. Godspeed today with the final day. Start up that summer camp situation. I think we'll have an RSVP for Willie in the future. All right.
Head on a swivel. That bearskin rug could pop off at any time. It could come from anywhere. You never know.
See you, Unc.
All right, boys.
There he goes. Uncle Beau Bishop. Every single Tuesday at this time with us. We're going to reveal our fan poll next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still watching slowdowns on 71 southbound downtown. We've got crews clearing up an issue on the ramp from 71 southbound to 70 eastbound. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stutterwald with your fan traffic.
Enjoy rates as low as 9.90% APR with a Visa Platinum credit card from BMI FCU. The perfect low-rate card for your wallet. Apply today at bmifcu.org/visa.
Hey there, friends. Beau Bishop here. The best time of the year for football is finally here. The big game has arrived, and fans are excited to see who'll be hoisting the trophy in New Orleans. You can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Check out their big game giveaway promo for your chance at $1 million in prizes. 25 winners will walk away with $10K in cash. 7,500 winners will get $100 in bonus bets. No deposit or bet required. Opt in today in the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from classic 3-cheese, pepperoni, or extreme meat pizza. Save big with the $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
Home values in Columbus are sky high, and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's time. Except for 2 things. High interest rates will burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Smart, right? Truehold will make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others. It's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, or secure your retirement. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Sarah, Happy New Year. You look amazing. How are things with you and Mark?
Lisa, I can't thank you enough for telling me about Columbus Men's Clinic. We've totally rediscovered each other. He's working out, and we're doing more as a family than laying around watching TV.
I told you, they're incredible. My husband and I had the same experience. It's like having that spark all over again, isn't it?
Exactly. It's more than the physical. It's the connection, the energy. It's the best gift we could have given ourselves.
This new year, make the resolution that changes it all. Columbus Men's Clinic brings you proven options for ED, low testosterone, and enhancement. Reignite your drive, rebuild your confidence, and show up in the moments that matter most.
Here's to more love and more joy in the year ahead.
Cheers to that.
Book your appointment today at columbusmensclinic.com or dial 614-300-7400. That's columbusmensclinic.com or dial 614-300-7400. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here from Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, announcing our $99 home preventive maintenance checkup. It's getting cold out there. Carpenter and Bryant will do whatever it takes to get you ready for the winter months. Check out Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric at carpentercolumbus.com.
Did you know we have another station? More Buckeyes, more play-by-play, more everything.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2 or listen on the Fan app.
Your home for almost too much football. The Fan.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone. And even better, HIMS can help. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. It all starts with an online intake form. From there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
How'd you like to wipe out all that credit card debt to start the new year off right? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Stop getting fleeced by the credit card companies. If you own your home, go to AFLcash.com now. Advantage First Lending can help you unlock that equity and get you tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's AFLcash.com. You can pay off all your credit cards and other high-interest debt super fast. Consolidate all your bills into one low monthly payment. AFLcash.com can help you tap into your home's equity to give you some serious cash so you can go into 2025 with less stress and more confidence. Get the cash you need from Advantage First Lending now. Most homeowners don't even need an appraisal. How great is that? Get on solid financial footing. Go to AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. 844-394-CASH.
Equal Housing Lender. NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Beam has a baby face. Bobby has soft hands. That should not stop you from listening to this show. This is Morning Juice.
All right, big day for us tomorrow. You can get ready for the big game with Rothman and Ice live from Radio Row down in New Orleans. Catch them Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, noon to 3 on the Fan, streaming live and on the Fan's YouTube channel. Rothman and Ice live from Radio Row, presented by Low T Center. Low T Center reinventing men's healthcare. Excited for those guys to get down there tonight. One wild Anthony Rothman roaming down Bourbon Street. It'll be great.
Honestly, this is one that I'm a little jealous. Like going to New Orleans, I really enjoy it.
I do too. It's a great town.
I never liked it, but then I went there for my friend's birthday last year, and it was great. Went down in May. It was just like it wasn't crazy hot. Early May, it was
nice
warm.
And warm.
Like my wife's birthday was then too. Went down there. You can walk everywhere, you know, and like the food's good. Decadence is great. You can go to bars and not spend a bazillion dollars like when you go to other like big cities like Vegas or New York or other things. You know, the hotels weren't overly expensive. You know, the thing is,
it's a very unique town.
It's tough to get. It's like a slice of like Europe / like Interview with the Vampire, like just old
Cajun.
school. Yes. I feel like that's kind of like what Montreal would like. I mean, it's like a super old city, and it's got like a French element to it, the small streets. And you can walk everywhere, man. Yeah. Like, that's what's great. You can go down there and like buy gold and stuff. I mean, I feel like,
you can buy gold anywhere.
Yeah, but like not like just walking around. There's like these. Maybe it was just right by our hotel that we stayed at. We stayed at the Omni, and there was a precious metals and like coins and stuff. You could like if I just went there, I could just buy. If I had I don't know what a gold bar.
Doubloon.
If I had $100,000, I could buy a gold bar and like okay or whatever the heck the price was. Like I think that they would have done that. Like it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I like it too. It's a good town. Great.
Selling old guns, like old pistols in there. I mean, it was sweet. I mean, if I was in like it was like you're back in Yellowstone. Like
great food town.
Yeah, food's great.
Food town.
It's all over the map. All kinds of stuff there too.
Yeah, for sure, man. We got going on today. Anything good?
I don't know. I might come over to your house and watch Legends of the Fall.
Yeah, I've never seen it, so I got to get that done. And then I was just looking at where it's streaming on. It's streaming on Netflix. I don't have access to that, but sometimes we are able to sneak on Meredith's mom's.
It's got a real like Romeo and Juliet vibe. I mean, the ending, it goes a lot of places, man. I always loved Brad Pitt in that. He's the middle son, Tristan. He's awesome. He's like the envy of everybody.
I've really been liking segmenting movies at nighttime.
Yeah.
Like I'll watch an hour, like what we did with Gladiator 2. I'll watch an hour and a half-ish, hour and 15. The next day at night, I'll pick it up for like the last 45 or the last hour and a half, however long the movie runs. It's a nice way for me to kind of rack and stack all these movies that I've never seen before, breaking them down into 2 parts.
Yeah, it is good because that way it's like digestible because it's got a long runtime on it, to say the least.
Does it?
Yeah, I mean
3 hours.
Where are we at here? Runtime, IMDb. Where is the runtime on it? It should be near the top. 2 hours and 13 minutes. Not crazy.
Oh, that's
long.
not bad. It's an hour each night.
It's a little slow at times, but like it's beautiful. Like it has like a real Dances with Wolves, like Yellowstone vibe when you're watching. It's a gorgeous movie to see.
Before we get out of here today, our fan poll at 971thefan.com or on Twitter at 971thefan. What has you most sad? Cucho leaving for Spain, Myles requesting a trade, or Kirill Marchenko's broken jaw? It's one of the tightest races we've seen ever in a fan poll. 35.5% Cucho.
Okay.
32.2% Myles. 32.2% Marchenko.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Hey, the good news was it had everybody covered yesterday.
It does.
You weren't missing it. And if you're a Bengals fan and not a fan
put
of
Chip Kelly in there too.
Well, the Browns, obviously, you're not going to be a fan of that. Marchenko, or the Blue Jackets, or the Crew, I guess you survived yesterday. But you've got that T. Higgins news impending.
That'd be great.
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe Joe Burrow will come out and demand a trade.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't do that. He's locked in, his contract. Bob, I had so much fun with you today. What do you say we reconvene tomorrow on a big Wednesday if they allow us? Reminder, Jake Diebler in studio with us tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Let's do it.
Everybody have an awesome day. Uncle Beau and the boys are next. We are back live tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to break everything down. Have a good one. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Still watching crews clear out an issue on the ramp from 71 southbound to 70 eastbound downtown. We've got traffic slow moving leading up to that. Everything else moving along with no major issues. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
This is a fan action update.
Top 25 college hoops action tonight. Number 11 Marquette's a 2.5-point underdog at 12th ranked St. John's. 14th ranked Kentucky's a 4.5-point road underdog at number 25 Ole Miss. In the Big Ten, 7th ranked Purdue's a 7.5-point road favorite at Iowa, and Michigan State's a 2.5-point underdog at UCLA. For your action update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Common Man and T-Bone here. Bone, did you know that the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus has over 30 TVs, 2 massive video walls? They even have recliners, a full-service bar and restaurant, a betting counter, and over 30 kiosks?
I did know that, but I also know that you can reserve a table right now at Hollywood Casino Columbus at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook and guarantee your spot and get some game day swag while you do it. Just visit hollywoodcolumbus.com/casino/sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Bets are us when dreams sunk in. Bets are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Bets are us when dreams sunk in. Bets are us.
Hey, we've all been there. It starts as a nuisance, something you just put up with. It's that joint pain. It starts to hurt, impacting everything in your life, whether it's your knee, your back, your hip, your shoulder, walking, climbing stairs, even getting out of the car, moving around. It all hurts. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And I'm talking about that always there, that nagging pain, the stuff that I had when I got done playing professional football. It was in my knee. So what did I do? I went to see my friends at QC Kinetics. Their groundbreaking new treatments for arthritis pain provide long-term relief. The regenerative treatments are sweeping the nation. They're right here. right in Columbus, Ohio, under the leadership of Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grant Sport Medicine and a classically trained orthopedic surgeon. So here's what you want to do. Go to QCkinetics/Columbus, because I'm going to tell you this, it's not going to get better with time. You can't wish it away. They've got an office in Dublin, one in Gahanna, or give them a call at 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Breaking news. At Meijer, we work hard to bring more of the good life to your life, so you can bring home more perfectly plump and flavorful produce picked for precise freshness, beautifully marbled beyond brag-worthy certified Angus beef, and more must-have money-saving M-Perks rewards. Because saving more on local favorites is good, but bringing home more of what you love in every trip, that's the good life. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
Hey, it's Scotty Vegas. This Sunday is the big game. Don't blame me. This will be much easier if I could say the has finally come. Parties, football, drinks, food, all the festivities we welcome every February. The question is, what if you're trying to lose weight but still enjoy watching the with friends? The answer? Nothing. As I've told you before, Awaken 180 is built for real life scenarios. The reason I succeeded, Austin succeeded, and Brandon is now well on his way, the program works. Eat wings and meatballs while watching the have a beverage while betting on the live your life while enjoying the I think you get the point. Whether you're in the weight loss phase or in free lifelong maintenance like me, Awaken 180 won't get in the way of enjoying the big game. Reserve your consultation today at awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Some things you wouldn't mind being stuck with, like a huge inheritance. But a phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard for a new one on us. Just trade in any phone from our top brands with select unlimited plans. $829.99 purchase with new smartphone line on select unlimited plans. Minimum $90 per month with auto pay plus taxes and fees for 36 months required. Place $830 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Trade-in terms apply. Payoff phone requires smartphone purchase and port in with new smartphone line on select plan. Must provide most recent bill showing payoff amount of eligible phone. Additional terms apply.